Yo, assalamu alaikum, Balingolo. Talom Sehu Kalde Bismillah, UDP online Bandaba B. Talata Lungo, General Karotil morning now, the 24th of January 2023. It's exactly 18:41 p.m. right now in the UK, 18:41 p.m. in the Gambia. It should be 19:42 p.m. right now in Europe, rest of mainland Europe. Welcome to a special edition with UDP Youth Wing. Panel discussion here on UDP Bandana. Celebrating International Day for Education, the 5th anniversary. So Mbal Kontonabagi, one of the panelists has joined us, Abokar Fulus Drame, and I think Kemo Bojang is joining right now. So Jarai Fayanka tried to join as well. Let's wait. Kemo is on. So what I would do, Mbal Kontonabagi, the program will introduce her. Can see Kemo. What's going on? Kemo is in the stream, but I can't see the video. You can see Fuller's Drama's video, but Kemo is only the audio, I think. Okay, let's see how things will pan out. Malcolm back, so Contondero de Warla be back because it was I do apologize. I was meant to start at 6:30, but I just delayed. Obviously, Ning Haji Pediam Kadnung, we are trying to sort out a few things. So mbal bismillah program also ka nyum program ko dunga ko ni bismillahir rahmanir rahim albunga funda ko alhamdulillah rabbil alamin be duala patioye be duala gambia banko atol audience ol fana mbal tento la bake so bindala diamo to siala bawo nga panel discussion ko sala jam la moy na funding wala melmina la UDP la karango wala fannala saratol me yalon ko UDP man sekondata o saratol le be tanal la pour ka karango bunda sembo warandi banko kan educational policy ibina wale fatam fansala le jamani ka kamola anin surwa kamo be diam la primary in local language pour bali ngambe non salong UDP mona bentol mudarentol bulu karango la karola so wolam bi program oti bawa bilol lungoti UN General Assembly emeng dedicate as International Day for Education today January 24th 2023. So alabaraka back in Boka Malana Bismillah Yuti Online Banda Bate Talata nyari fiki fona community si weri January comme le mako honde ma si platform bi te current affairs show about a special edition UDP Youth Wing ñoo am fi panel discussion pour am waxtaan si affaire janga surtout UDP ñun suñu amé nguur yanen ay jéego yu wara jël pour ñu make sure ne education system Gambia am na yokkute loolu la ñoo ñëw fi ndawi UDP Youth Wing si njiitali Haji Suwane ñoom ñoo ñëw fii so dinañ am waxtaan boo xam ne dafa yaatu so momentarily I will be introducing the panelists but comme Haji daf ma wax ne dafa am benn programme bu mu def coffee show tey statement bu fa wax dafa bëgg a pour ma play loolu njëkka waaye lu ma def rek maybe I will let the panelists introduce themselves first. And then once the panelists introduce themselves, we'll play that audio. Then you want to do see what time. But right now, Abubakar Fulus drama rek la gis ko xamne video mi ñew na ci screen bi. Haji Swane's video is not on. Kemo Bojan's video is not on. Maybe if you are hearing me, you need to activate your video.
I can hear you, but if I want to put my video on, my network won't function properly.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Is that the same with you, Haji? You just don't want the video to be on?
Yeah, I'm scared of the video to be on so that the network will be kind of weak. But I can try.
Okay, that's fine. No, that's fine. You can just leave it like that. Yeah, I am not bothered. That's fine. As long as the audience can hear your voice, what important. Okay. I think we don't have Jarai Fayanka, and I think possibly we will have Dr. Lamin Mane, possibly. The Deputy Senior Administrative Secretary, External Affairs, UDP Executive. Possibly he may join us, possibly. So, bading olu sa bading na panelist ol bla. Ye fangolu introduce na dating Abubakar Fulus Tramila. Fulus, can you hear me?
Yes, I am.
Aja, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum, badin Gambiano, assalamu alaikum, UDP Mkobe Dawada, Mbemobe Kontona Altunal Kontola, Kalim Bara Allah Karakunyi Mandal Bemen Nakalo Banko Eka Banko Fasa, Ntelam Abubakar Flus Dramati, the first Vice President of National Youth Wing, United Democratic Party.
Okay, UDP youth win the first vice. Is it the first Vice President follows? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Fulus. Abaraka Mbengo Moen. Fulus Rami, you're welcome to this show, a special edition on Bantaba. Thank you for joining us. Science it Kemo Bodaya. Kemo?
Yeah, mo be konton nambe jaila. Mi bari malum doron Kemo Bojang, member of the United Democratic Party.
Okay. Namara Kemo from Youth Councilology. KMC, is it? Is that your title, Kemo?
Yes,
Okay. I think the network has just started breaking up a little bit. Hopefully that will not continue. So science it because Mamera Jarai joined the floor. Is Jarai Fayanka on? I don't think she's on. She's not yet on. So the youth president for Haji.
Thank you, Sehu. Baraka bake la panali solbe. Ntetomu Haji Swaneleti, the United Democratic Party, the National Youth Wing president.
Okay, Baraka bake Haji. Balbe bismillah. Nyim programme ko ben afo nyame. Abe kalanu manika kaola ni surwa kaon. Malam fo Haji sa do fo no sarahula kaola later. Amamera mobija me fula kaon moy. Ne moy fula kaon moy.
I will try it in full answer.
Okay, great. So Haji ba fula kaon. That will be good because lafita pour mbadi Gambian ko liyam moy United Democratic Party ni ngam sekondata karangola karola bawo karango adi mo kule de yalla ko mayata bakele banko buka banko te keren dunia kono men ka jiri wasoto nin karango bunda man yiri wa. So education is key to socio-economic growth. But ngamere ngan pare mo so le men joined fonam saying jaray fayanka but nga jibe fansa fonam sama non screen out of I'm not even doing just by audio probably. I've done the audio. Jara, you come moile.
So, be more than but I'm getting it.
Yeah, but ila voice is audible, so that is more important. Molde moigane. So, if I don't say from introduce, please.
Okay, Seku, thank you very much. Abaraka bake. Badi njibe lalu ani melbe la moy kan banko kani banko la bantala anal badi malon jara fainke a member of United Democratic Party. Bi intelle bale jang ka nale ka cha soto mi yalo ne ko wolbe den na education la tanya la banko kan hani ka bi dorom ba fala ala baraka bake alla kata ko albe minke ka United Democratic Party kon.
Baraka bake sister Jara Fayanka. Bevaram bismillah. Audience all bal once again bal tankula. Please also video you say. Politico kono manke wati minala janne. Mansakunda kote UDP kote Baro kote. Sensationalism. Sometimes the program will kala based on policy. Policy kumata bakele. Saratol te me alonko. Ni UDP e maraloke me man sekunda tamande la nyame na ngani yokam ngani ya senengo. So nyim programme of kumayel ko comme kulum programme kumayete nyame all video you share all more invite for them to watch. That is very, very important. But jannem be panel discussion ko la jam. The UDP la European President Haji Shone abi diamole ke coffee show. Lafta mo statement on la moy follow, then on la moy international ni panelist will be. Then ñu mëna dugga ci waxtaan bi mbokk yi ma ngi la na gërëm bu baaxa baax comme waxtaan bi dinañ ko def ci kàllaama Wolof ak soose pour ñu waxtaan UDP policy ndawi United Democratic Party comme machallah UDP dafa nekk parti boo xam ne bari na ay xale ñoo xam ne seen xel dafa màcc ci fànn yu bari waaye tey lu ñu waxtaan mooy affaire yi njàng bi so dina ñëw fii pour ñu waxtaan ci loolu so xam naa ne Haji tamit dina try summarize si kalam sarahule ak pol waaye balaa ñu duggal si waxtaan bi rek Haji dafa am statement bu wax tey foog naa si anglais la ko wax foog naa danañ play loolu fii pour ngeen déglu loolu so please let's listen to that.
International Day of Education, with the day intended to celebrate the role education plays in building peace and sustainable development. Events are held around the world to raise awareness about securing quality education for all, an important sustainable development goal and human right. The day is also used to highlight the vital role education has in development, gender inequality, and social mobility. In a moment, I'll be talking to the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry for Basic and Second...
Oh, sorry, apologies. I thought Haji's statement started there. Let me start it. I didn't want to... I'm going to skip the one the Permanent Secretary said.
As we commemorate this great day of education, we would like us to reflect on some facts that still haunt us as a nation. Today, significant number of children and youth are out of school, and more than 60% of our adults in this country are illiterate due to poverty, early marriage, etc. In addition, instability in our southern regional borders severely affect the education of our children in the Fonyi district. Hence, the 5th International Day of Education under the theme Invest in People, Prioritize Education fits well with a UDP government aimed at maintaining strong political educational policy with the view to translating our commitments into actions. Rightly so, it has to be emphasized that education is the cornerstone of social justice and by extension, sustainable development. The United Democratic Party 5-point agenda reiterates our commitment to bold and responsive reform agenda, which will be underpinned by a thorough situational analysis of shortcomings, weaknesses, opportunities, and potentials within the grasp of the country. At least 1 year of early childhood education, 9 years of basic education, and 3 years of secondary education will be compulsory for every child and free for all children in public schools. A UDP government will embark on a massive consolidation of existing education infrastructure and expansion and improvement of educational facilities for the realization of this policy goal. All education facilities will be developed to minimum internationally acceptable operational standards in a bid to making Gambian children as internationally competitive as possible. UDP believes that an education system cannot be better than its teachers. A UDP government will prioritize teachers' professional education welfare and retention schemes in order to attract and retain the best teachers available. UDP will work with teachers' union, subject associations, and education service providers to formulate decent welfare and benefit systems for all teachers. To this end, teachers will be required to be accountable to their students. A comprehensive revamping of the national basic and secondary education curricula will be undertaken. This will include at the level of educational content and practices, the promotion of the use of local intellectual property, research, and development of innovative pedagogic practices, the review of assessments and examination systems. Current literacy rates, especially for adults, will need to be significantly improved if the generality of the population is to functionally benefit from the advantages of common technological resources and tools, as well as the acquisition of critical life skills. Such improvements will also be expected to positively impact civic awareness. In the same vein, a UDP government will revitalize non-formal education by integrating it with maternal and child health service and community development interventions. Partnership with civil society organizations and community-based organizations will be the delivery platform for this policy agenda. From the COVID-19 pandemic, the UDP has learned that there is no perfect replacement for face-to-face delivery of education and training. A UDP government will meaningfully invest in alternative delivery needs of the curriculum at all levels of education and training.
UDP is aware that the cost of education is a major barrier for many children. A UDP government will commission a comprehensive study of barriers to education and training to look into what responsive policies and measures can be instituted, including need-based and merit-based considerations. UDP as a party is committed to creating equal educational opportunities for all children. To this end, a UDP government will ensure that all learning structures, facilities, and teachers and lecturers are responsive to the learning needs and welfare of all learners, especially those with special learning needs. A UDP government will use affirmative policy in dealing with the school dropout relating to child marriage and early pregnancy. UDP believes that middle-level human capacity in skill areas such as fabrications, constructions, the arts, horticulture, fisheries, animal husbandry, to name a few, are key to creating employment and stimulating economic growth. A UDP government will prioritize management efficiency and responsiveness in all sectors of the public service. To this end, a comprehensive review of the management of the education sector at national and regional levels will be conducted. The Regional Education Directorate will be strengthened and will have increased accountability for improving learning outcomes, responding to teacher welfare, and providing accurate and timely data. UDP believes that for the Gambia to build an education system that is relevant and responsive to the 21st century agenda, government should partner with the private sector, civil society organizations, and faith-based organizations. A UDP government will partner with stakeholders based on their comparative advantage and will create an enabling environment for non-state actors to meaningfully contribute to the national education development agenda. These will enhance delivery of cross-sectoral service such as school health, school meals, and community engagements. Fundamental to UDP's commitment to deliver a transformative education program is to increase the national education budget allocation to 25%, reduce all forms of inefficiency and wastage, and consistently apply value for money principles. Provide universal access to primary and secondary education. A comprehensive revamp of the basic education curriculum and review of skills developments to ensure the system is fit for national purpose. A special focus on teacher education and the enhanced access and use of technology in our schools to improve on quality of education for all. Entrepreneurial skills in classroom curricula for youth to be employment creators.
That was Haji Suare, UDP National Youth.
Okay, Haji Sawane. Thank you. Now, UDP National President, whatever the Amkani Angele Kamolo, celebrating International Day for Education today, the 5th one, I think. Since this was, I think, 2018 declared by the UN. This date set aside by the UN as International Day for Education. So, thank you for your patience, and audience, or thank you for joining us on UDP Online Bantaba. Right now in the UK and in the Gambia, it's 7 o'clock right now. So, science is our panelists all here. Who is going to start first? Okay. Let me start with Kemo Bojang, and I will go to in that order. Kemo, youth president of the Diamo Mele to our Komodo. Tumanda kuma jamale foje. Science dun kacha kono. Ite se Diamo dati. Pruka fombadi ngoli. Kanyim policy ni malete bina fanna jumal bari se bismillah. Kemo.
Yo sewa baraka bake mem molbe konton ko tendoro alhamdulillah ka bring nim policy be draft la. I was deputy chair of the policy committee and rapporteur because we had co-chairs of the committee Mele ko wallom no Olidi Bawadati and Unkulare Sise. Itolam nung co-chairty of the policy and manifesto committee. Nung chairman of the subcommittee on youth, and I became a rapporteur for the committee. So nying manifesto jama or ning policy Melbourne speech alhamdulillah na part play jele kabrim be molbe fenkela UDP ba formulate la into a policy. But UDP la long come follow from menti fana wolum ko na human resource. I think in the 5-point agenda GB. One of the positions na menta wolum ko kajibe ko Gambia la human resource improve la nyame. Considering the fact ko the Gambia man natural resource jama soto but na men soto wala na multi. And na mol fana na men soto wolum ko sid la keme si la taworo wala be mu funding keleti. So munati nanta no funding kelta la ni you know ni inculcate into a system. Me along ko aba improvement sama ni la balue aba improvement sama na Gambia e. Wala nan na tafo ko mbe human resource la fala. And mbokela nyadi follow wala ko na education on na divide la into two. You had the formal sector and the informal sector. And then the manifesto financial GB, even the economy na divided into two, which was the informal economy and the formal economy. Ninata formal education la Carola na focus area monument wolum ko kaje ko na curriculum na men sura falling but fanan teachers all fanan karande damen katu dinol melka dinol karannal kabo fundament wala institutional men do ninje mang function well me bakara men dila dinol la fo fanan bina lanjur lale andu Gambia na jala wala keta Gambia college memo Gambia college ti say mol kata jele katu probably ni mang entrance le soto into the University of the Gambia or you know the man la what more teaching kake calling lati teaching kake molle kake teacher timinalon ko teacher ya ilaftala because passion ya wala soto je na rafona fanan ko Gambia college is it's a teachers college but me alon ko hani teacher fon kasi lamento pour ka class ro aka kole ale so nyulu be mu quality and in classroom wal buka soto furniture buka soto the environment is not conducive and kole ata back every day nsaje on the news ko Brikama College or Basse Annex Campus Geoman sort of for 2 weeks you know dinu wala be boy kan nekatun konkole mutani kudol nyimbe mu kutumi anko UDP ko nun ko ninna ta follow mba datula wal to ka curriculum nyim falling anen ka institution on improve boto do fanan ton nada foko fanan ko Arabic school system on wala mde amana ni ajibe under the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education amana fanan bi wala mde Arabic school section nada fona fanan ko wal inyanda subvention men sot lamba improve la ka lafa kaje ko fanan ko government school dol kamen soto na Arabic school dol fanan ba the same la sot la where atin na nada fanan ko we cannot just base on ko Arabic school will just be mission schools but a government for Arabic schools institute la kaje ko yasembo soto anim fanan background wala because the dunia is moving into a very more globalized position the funding ni Arabic kamo ya English kamo you know wabakilanye kubality and ya realize fanan ko mo jama ni tata Arabic school to ni nata dum job market o kono ikake disadvantage part lati katum the official language in the country is English so ni demo mo ku wala ibuka converse no to aka kole abakela pour ite la day to day activities ke wala do ko soto wona take bunda de fanan ko UDP man sakunda nata londi ni data to the informal sector one of the positions on a policy namel fanan londi walam ko how do we formalize all of these majlis holding Arabics and in daral namel so banko kan o munu kilinde katon patilita kamen fono walam ko atem majlis dimolti andum tol be jamabe kono to lubota dimbal melto wala dimbal melto wol mu majlis dimolti so kam majlis ya formalize and inke empower fana mun kuti me alon ko bajibe kan nun kaje ko problem mo le kamel soto UDP belo la kaje ko nyili falling o bakela nyaadi la walam ka subvention on londi e case kaje dindi wonte tal na sada dano la pour ba subvention na mani mo plus me alon ko UDP man sakunda fana lota nje ni the informal sector educational sector fana jibe wala mel kam mecho karang UDP ya fana ko be a formalize lamba pour la in a sense damen ko dindi wol nyanta meche karawata kala dron ko ka fa ko mo man school among akata school le wala na be nyanta meche karanna because I realize ko ni jamal ka ika slow development educational development na soto dol bi je ika dyslexic le item so item but wa do tell ko dyslexia is it's a disability yalan ko dindin jamal ka soto buka reading ken buka quality unfortunately to la janni aussi fal so dorong or you are a slow developer you can men folam ko and you know akoman dia wala hakilo man dia alinga samba meja karamala UDP man sakunda nada foko meja karamo bakela non anyanta kala fen quality it was going to be compulsory pour mobe near school wan janibe futala into university and nataje sang no policy it seems ko government fo la fo adopt la kake ila policy way menta ko movement site na bugol kara na kitabol de na documentol de mol lo melialan ko la doku nole katu nyimbe men kala wolam ko ni ko bi Europe developed ko the western world developed muna develop wala industrial revolution menti wolam ko mecho funding kele mecho soto funding kele doku lal soto me alon ko ita depend la government kan do pra doku dila ane ko ke nyaade la ike karande mecho la UDP lota nun kaje ko momo me alon ko ibota university ikana dung into the job market at least it was secondary skill sort la or a life skill of an amunum policy educational policy me alon ko na samana a third one fana wolam nun ko ka make sure ko education was accessible but also it was quality kan naje ko karambungolu be sharing but quality fana reduce nje bake be menji be wolam teachers la jo fana me alon ko wala ka dila wo fana mu ko me alon ko welfare of the teachers and the educational system ñul be munum policy litimi yalan ko be lo kuri ñun ka je ko ñudu nin dun daman zakunda bañun falin nane policy jamal bi jemi yalan ko ta be fala no sang ba yalan ko ta dun dog baake
nin ka ta yiru wala rek
be wol fanan karan nale so
not
be be chance di la dol fanan
abaraka ke mo la dia mo sonata baake bari mo lal be la ma kan UDP online banda ballo bi talata lumba general committee mo ni nani be ka tale so kan jang ning UDP la funding ke wolu kemo bojan haji swane ani abubakar fulus drame jara fayanka na tale bara ngamala drop off tale kakaja karangola karola le kemo la diamo moy sanin mbe tala abubakar fulus drame ade mina la bana haji kamba haji la statement moy in English version bonie UDP la saratolu jibe fulus namera haji o fala diamo konale Kafoko at least 1 year early childhood education and in 9 years of basic education and in Sanji Saba. Coming Sanji Kononto, Sanji Killing Follow, Dindingola Karangola, early childhood education, Sanji Kononto of basic education, and in Sabanjango of secondary education. It must be compulsory for every child and free for all. In public schools, Lafita Yeje emphasize or back Abubakar Fulus Drami because Nimus is a big statement. Ngaloneko at the minute, maybe it's half and fancy more because Ninko UDP la strategy. Lamoila Nyanta may understand na. Monem variance the monon fatan fanso in told existing policy. Why UDP could be Ninkala for you mantra kegamba, Namera maybe in the Diamo Fana Warren do Corolla. What is happening now and to left the molecular. So maybe it's a new fanala, and as the conversation develops, we will touch different areas. Follows. Now for follows come more follows is on the screen. Don't know. I don't know if our network will have problems with about, but he's still on the broadcast. Abubakar follows drama. Oh, he dropped off. Okay, let me add him. Yeah, I'm gonna sign.
Abaraka bake sehu sedi ngamira wajini karo nyi mufenneti mayano ka kumayata bake because banku niaje atata nyato alonko karawo nyi wala bunya karawo nyi mufenneti mayalonko investor wolto banku fana niaje ay lonnalu soto alonko starta karamu wolto aru karamu abe starta dam wala muko kabring dindi yatolem kabri be comme haji ya fo nyame Sanji Killing fo kana kana primary school kaboje kana secondary kana senior school fo kana fo tertiary institutional wodo kam malamu kuleti meyano ka ku mayata bakel ke moya fo jande ala dia mo kono quality education I imagine niaji bende menje wala muko the problem with the past and the current government wala muko yo school jamal lelu karamu jamal lelu ta alhamdulillah karamu wal siata dini wali access to kata karamu bare ka karamu ngolo mu ko kelenati ala quality ñu fana ñanta kala another thing net because ni karamu ngin lo at the end of the day karamu ngin quality mantaraje akamunta nafata la doro yebunken son londi korgeti mantara kan ni sama na fo jiwe dun kono to doro woka mara we me yitandi wolem ko you are not serious about what you are doing ikake lo doro just ka facilities just ka bungol yin lo doro but men nyanta keke bungol nyin kono wal tije woka mala atita nyaato so UDP as a political party yenyine study nga current situation on you scrutinize ngaji ko nyanta ka menke as a party wolem ko the reality on the ground muna nyanta keke kaji ko ka banko di ngondu mako adun abe kala nyamen ada abe kala muntumal la adun abe start la mintolo fana kumayata bari buka jom dorong yebo iko ibita grade 7 la wala grade 8 wala tara ila foundation man betea ni woketa akaka kultu me yalon ko sinin sama ke affect bari ko puri la foundation o betea anyanta start from the from nursery kaje ko yen nursery nyinge yo understand yebo to yena primary school yebo to yena junior school yebo to yena senior school ibajele ko like ikata nyame ila understand nyim fana ka wara wala nyama ka betea wala nyama at the end of the day, tina problem also the for the senior school. But the problem, munatina most of the time, nintara for high school, student jamalu bije, ibuka access to no purkara University of the Gambia, any other tertiary institution auto. Abe koleko foundation on you menyanta betea wala man betea. So foundation on me woman man betea, wala hunt, itara for the senior school. At the end of the day, la famen naji iman na osoteje. So wala katina fundi ke jamalu bije kana lose hope la. And then the second thing is government ning imam plan bi soro pour funding kele. Ni funding kel fail to school it drop out say kana ke munati kana ke boy sole wo geta youth sol wolel kana ke multimillion ko ka illegal migration on neta because situation on ke compare ye finti there is no avenue created for the young people pour ka jibe be fan develop la nyaadire ibe fan establish la nyame so wona reke kuti me yalon ko ay problème odi na banko la ani banko funding kel la wo kam mala UDP ko amanke ko kafo ko karon nyanta datela anyanta danna anyanta danna senior school lelto walla kafo ko mumo yalon ko ibe imantara imam perform well senior school at the end of the day te mo molti me yalon ko banko man sulela hani ko banko ni ajata nyato ye ila banko nyinga diverse dal in a sense that ye molle so men yalon ko don mo musicien o lelti don mo football dal lelti don mo office do ko dal lelti don mo electrician o lelti don mo engineer o lelti don mo doctor lelti fo mo le mamma different areas pour ka banko nyi mako isajo ni sulata momola abe area to obe mako no lal instead of relying on other foreigners or other people outside your country ibaje le ko la on individual ni bo le use la ada European ni fo la policy ko ko ni ngal la funding kel equipe nge am ikata modi me yalla ko understanding so ye fan develop ibaje le ko ni wo funding kelu nat government la contractual menu budget 30% wala more than that ndo be di la gambe dingol len so instead of being a job seeker you'll be a job creator ibaje le ko tibe fam mako no la ye fan sustain no bar fana be opportunity do fana create kam funding ke do la men yalla ko mo so wol fana se tare to ko do ye karang ni pareta tul fana eta ye do fana karandi banko katamaten so UDP me volum ko education and skill training wala tin ko mba make sure ko nga 10 skill center soto banko kanja ibaje le ko at least do yata nyawunya these are the skill centers men yalla ko mul men yalla ko imam make senior school al mole passive ko nyimo mole de men yalla ko failed UDP baflo funding kede hani al mon fail adun tal jela ko albe kala wasteful people on let bar be men kala lom ko mbalu nati dade ngal dunde metiolu kono aleke multi men yalla ko alfana be marala men mol men yalla ko lel ka banko la office wol dara banko la tabulol dara ani ka banko la corgetol ning other things like you have to be innovative but you cannot be innovative ning ayalon ni ayaton ko you don't have that opportunity membe mako la to become that individual that you want to be so nyinam kuti me yalon ko UDP na rawo and the UDP believes that education tonya should not be a gift or should not be a privilege but anyanta kala fundamental rights that for each and every individual irrespective of ibe mintole bang for mu muslim walti for mu christian walti for mu UDP dati for mu other political party members dati wala ira family borolto but education no wonyanta kala mobility because ning ite karanta ibe men nafala soma momo wolo adi be banko le nafala so ibaje la ko be mako la as a nation pour nga develop because ni banko jing ala education ni yurwata ora sector ni banko kan abebe yirwala wala nani obama la moy kabrana tan kenya ay nyina fo Africa needs strong institution, not strong men. And a strong institution, you don't have the people many they are ethical leaders, and the people many at least they are loaded, they understand issues, they understand how the globe is. If I new work at a saying all institutional, not right institutional, so I'll be right leadership so I don't find I'll be corruption on Kuja will be a better.
Okay, follows Abaragabake. Follows the video.
Send the model allow put it for so for Kachabe.
Abaraga follows. Me diamla ala baraga. Audience or panelists or nimme mantra diam kabe. Maybe it's a mute. Just to minimize the noise interference as the broadcast is on. Follows ila diamo senata bake. But saying nganin diamo kendol be moy UDP benyenekala. UDP benyenekala. Senata ko karango be kala force olati. Dindingol la sanji killing follow. Sanji Konando of basic and 3 years of secondary education. Compulsory, all of force, all of Momo Bekala, more options like Avondending was a Malakana Moto, UDP Mansakuna, Karamo Bekala, Wakara at that level, Bekala Force and Abekala Free. But you come the more force lady on some parental charge at that level. A UDP Panantata for the Haji, Kafoko, a UDP government will embark on a massive expansion and improvement of the educational facilities for the realization of this policy goal. All educational facilities will be developed to minimum acceptable operational standards. This is Nimu statement ballot. Wafoka angale counter ko karambundalu diniwa karandaming UDP la jeroto among basic minimum among meet wolam coming puru karangwe shonaya dindingol bulu facility also for karambu for tabulu lombang building lombang ku dinin se sula la karangola wolon facility solti wolu mantara nyabo bundato bi tilot UDP ko tol do kala nyabo bundato so haji isenyin fatam fanza mole UDP be nyin kala no nyaadi ko modo sel lamoy aya for talk is cheap the amount is cheap ka fo be nyin kala politician o jama babi ci safo be nyin kala ni be carte nyinola. But concretely, as a UDP president, mung saratal lebe lowering UDP benyung facility sol upgrade la nyadi pour ka average voter convince ko yes UDP is serious about transforming the educational sector of the Gambia. Haji.
Abaraka bage seku and then ngana ngafnyol ngebe tentu ngebe jay bring Kemo Bojanna, the youth council at KMC, and then he's part of the policy committee. Abe policy committee kola many alongwe ka taman dibul dada patiwe nina tamasa kunda kono lebe tamala blol menna anin ferol menna. So Kemo bo committee kono lale and ning
hold on Haji. Can those people mention under the amola? Can they mute? There's a bit of noise coming from somewhere. The memento de amola is a mute. I think there's a noise coming from somewhere. If that can be done. We will record this on the audios as well, so we'll love it the ammonia based as much as we possible. Haji, sorry about that. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So wolemu barakabake seku. Memu jedrolom seku ila nyinin karo be damen kan. Mbe bunda follow mem follow mintu ko londo amu hadamadiya la nyantoleti inata universal declaration UN ya menke dunia kono la ya loi amendada inata la bunda muang anu woro jibe ya itandile ko londo akamunta ko nyantole mu anu amanke nyanto fana damati londo mu hadamadu dada rawleti londo mu jamada dada rawleti anu londo aka is a public responsibility dal aka molu londi kuku male kan kol kam yalon ko aka jamana fa wala na UDP londo la kola ya kesula kodi ninata bundal jibe membe ko men kan karambungul nati at an international acceptable standard different from membe jambi wo bunda ko mada bakale seku United Democratic Party i meta nyimbanko kanjang has a political party and mobile na idaji ko long ninata londo la bundala kandum ninata executive for jibe birila party leader and all the entire nyaaton ko men yalon ko be UDP ikaje ko londo ya kumani bakele and then ila makamul men yalon ko be pulla bi dunia anin patiola leblo nationally here ay enten ko wolman londo ma do yande ka kanyin do ko ke nyin is not only a mayor policy fen ko manke don ko men feron dalata astara tamandri blo pije wala dan ko the party committee itself nga ke sula kolte andu ngam fan sasile nin UDP masakunda nata abe kilanke wajibolte pour nga londo sula yandi sula ando kan ka joko bankola depanso bunda sangu sang député bungo ka mendi bankola nina da jibe isiala timbe men ka wala min ko invest in people ni men lafta ka yirwake ikamunto ko ika depanso ika di molela banina ka depanso fanake mol kan ay muni tan je wala min ko inyanta ka londo la bundale sula yande mana you have to prioritize education pour que londo ya bunda ka akisula koti mune so tamani wala munyinti ko kana flow ta ka diala wona flow la bundala nina da UDP jibe ya men keje ye fansas men nako sango sang ibo duna londo la bunda ko wala munyinti ko ila depanso bundala wala kita national budget ibe sidula mo anil lulu ke mo keme ibo ta la pour ka dundi londo la bundala to nyinga tani ko sidula compared to the current budget allocation to the education ni ana da be bitala on kamendi ko londo la bundala kemo keme sidula tan wala sidula tan fula ni manyine ka wala dundije to but ni UDP ko tan ni sita kemo keme sidula mo anil lulu e bolta la bankola depanso to pour ka londo la bunda semben piala to baya ni o kenonta and then imantra kala fana da mafana ko deke iko ining kafolu fanye kafolu fana be bula na nyobula ko la minga da private sector ibun fana be na nyobula ko la kaje ko na londo la bunda la bungolu sirangolu dindungol la hani ka domoro men domo karamo to be nyaka quality because nyimbe mu londo la yiri wande na wala dina da sidula ke men mo anul yawta yaadi londo la bundala enim faye ka fo fana yeblo di nyola nkanyin menje gambia bi wolte sotola men gada dinno sirin duta juro ko la ibe karangola dinno sirin bankoto ibe karangola dinno sirin basol kan ibe karangola what is not internationally accepted even locally wo manya naka ke so manya naka wol minti ko man sakunda ndaka sobe yali tande UDP la man sakunda ni na ta nganyine sobe yali tande ko na londo la bundala on sa make sure na depanso la siringo depanso me alon ko asita na dundi londo la bundala isagency pen bungol membe je dinol ke fan suku je e wala teacher sol ka dinolu tarani nyoka me alon ko classroom kilo ka 50 students be je classroom kilo din tan sababe je ibaje ite free no la fon to have the opportunity pour ka concentrate ka londo me alon ko le sije ka soto no nyanta ka soto nyamen because munemu classroom mo is over congested mana ya mol suku nyoka ne fatam bita hapodo e baje dolbe je they will have problems because dolbe je ni la kilo fon la problem wala kala mol sai ka dindu nyuma be kala je because munemu ibo kaf ko nyo soto no anyata ka soto nyamen nak ak dindu wala sia nyokan awata nyamen mun ko sabu wala mun to classroom mo lel man sia wo karam mol so UDP la man sakunda ko ni nata wo structure mo lel fanundila manam wo bu lel fanundila ba fanundila nyama yalon ko so classroom mo talano pour dindu wol ya kunno je comfortably is a concentrate no mana ye haklo la menge sije asata ite nyo batandila sidula kola anin siran kola so wala na akumada bakere pour UDP la nyum policy ni mana la nyum fero ni la nyum tamandiri bulo ni na masakunda to abe kumala bakere pour momondi ni opportunity de tanin kara because ni ba kara ne ba jilal ko amanke just like diamo da malbeje but diamo nyin anin ke baro nyi nyata ka kenyadi anu wole be tamaka nyola so masakunda nin akwala political party ni go be na masakunda do ibe menke ka nin ikalen ko ba kala nyame na nin o meta convince wala enta ka make sure yalon ka ko mangi political party ni yalon ka pareta but UDP manki wot nimbe fen kala dron has a party ko men ke mo ya fa nyame na londi lu karantiol sita ka nyin kunto andu man sita ma pour ka nyin policy ndada bari sita le muneke ya research leke eni mo fana diamata min yalon ko ibe nyin bundalla ini diamata ka nyola miral nya fala munese keno asikeno nyalle min alta kila diamu kense won so nyine be kafra nyoma ka make sure that nin UDP ma sakunda nata atakela ko men business as usual mimbe fenyini na ngafo panin sita ngada ku ke me yalon ko le mo otherwise so la nga budgeto attaque kaje ko depanso me yalon ko man sakunda ka woleke akabona bankola fankolto o bankola fanko ni masakunda la fen kala don aka suji ni wala wo sujiro ni ngol na dola don ko 25% na budgeto la karola mbod la bundalla isaje nyin karam bun classroom tanya dinol be absent la karam bungol to because of munemu ikafo classroom le mansoto wala karam la mansoto wala siraw mansoto tableau mansoto idola be teacher ke force ke desin blagile ngo be bannale ay banna nyamen wala munyiti ko bankola depanso bunda mbole daile la pourka londo la bunda ta ka sembentuya andunte dan nafana na maskuna da mala bari mbe bunda hele la pour nim fanye ka fol fana mblo du nyoblo ko la kaje ko londo la bunda siri wano nyamenna andu dinol mem kala je fana is a quality londo barakari mo sodono londo me yalon ko ase nafano comme temo ya fanya mena nim flus be ya fanya mena e diam da men kata ali school comme dinol me yalon ko be yenda ka de nanol wala 4 years old 5 years old yenda kata primary school follow wala nursery school follow janni ikata like 9 years secondary education soto yenda ka nyin karambum duman ko ke isaje ase ma ko no pour yin karambum teman ko fana ke no wo fana se ma ko no pour karambum santon ko isabe ke no asata atakele kan kola akodi iman jom tan kata jana andum mantra kala da mana ba kala ikan wajibole wajibo mu ne ko men dunya la banku yirware ngol kambenke wala min ko niya dingo so doje ka ke kam forcé lati itela do ko be kuntula ba dino be karandal UDP ko system sifa wala mal sikeno pour ngan hadamadiya nyinga bundino nga barakandino pensa même sa barkan wol londoti wonya ka ke kan wajibol ti man sa kunna nyanta ka forcé lawo kan yaaje ko morsi dingol forcé no e sama karam bonto di me dingo forcé sama karam bonto luwa metar law ko okunto wo responsibility ko tar man sa kunda alla so woni mi meta nyol wol man sa kunda fana min ka UDP man sa kunda ti ba mexol wo fana ta free akana ke joti lad na ngaje ko ko yengo dinol me karam bonto du man ko kala fo men kata ka tay bandi karam bonto santon ko la ngo abe kala free let wo free nyim fana ni responsibility fana da men ko tako ka karam mo ta ke fanondi wo fanondi fana be la men ga wolo min to ko na bankola depanso mbole da fanondi la kayele isaje in pol sikeno nyamena sef
abara baga haje mbari ngol ko men ngafo nyamen katala be ke kanjam bokay ñu la na bismillah comme de len gerem deglu bi amna ne dinañ jogo ci olof suma dalus war ci kemo bojang kemo dina explain ci kalama olof for the benefit of our wolof listeners as well. And later on haji dina summarize si sarakule apol why haji yemen for kumayata ni haji be under the current budget me alon ko ya approved thing Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, this government I think 3.4 billion already on that side ila fenko nyinde so ni UDP government nata ila fokan ko kemo lot lato si la mo ni lulu 25%, so we are going to probably double this. So we make a colossal formulity through education. We make a karamola bundala. Bari haji ning average voter be la moika. Ka foko mbenyinkela. Yalom kome ngafo nyami. It's easy, and all politicians will say that. All candidates bafola mbenyinkela. Bari lafida ambianol kachande menna. Karamo bunda saying iba fo kanko ni UDP masiko nanata within time frame jelle nyimbe actualize la because voter nyin lafita lon nale yalo mandate be dila UDP government UDP Gambia katofa UDP masiko sanji lulu election ko so niye katre file al jigindi ko be facilities all augment la lembe better ndela dindingol de sila duma ka karawon ke tatala yiro koto comme ngaje me meki Gambia bladol bi ka dini wolje yiro ko te ka siko to la karamu la situation nga bakaw kemo boja wala bakaw one time I was shocked when I saw is it bakaw primary or Malon for secondary school or I think folks in the diaspora bakaw ngol membe diaspora ibe fundraising ke kanu nyam pour ka bakaw school ñu upgrade. I was really shocked to see bakaw me alongo abe isafoko within Greater Banjul area KMC wala condition of Benjamin. I couldn't believe my eyes bring Bakaw the status of that Bakaw school, maybe saying falling down because funds were raised to change the situation of that school. So how would a school in Jara in a village in Jara or maybe in Basse or somewhere or Fonyi be like, so lafitanga mem for Molio and Yinti yalon lebang wato nying me alongo nying falling role be actualize is it within 2 years 3 years coming through because nebe kato nyinga molbul fona nga tonya foye ngana mol jigindi kan singara just to have UDP ko manke na silo di pour ka molu nene comme baroka melke menyingala be garden smart garden o kala jang femboka ke so lafide dungo fanna to rek haji time frame yes budget be increase lale comme nianata seno bundala with the Maputo declaration UDP afole kombe implement to the letter but educational la karola laftanga même fo molie ñing falendirolo pour que facilite sol beti andi wati jumale ñang gambelol be ñing falendirol jolani UDP man sekunda sita haji
Seku abaraka bake it's an important question. Ñin karol me alon ka kumata bake. Kantu men be ñato bi especially president na baro ay politiko wel mandi woleti. Akoni be carte woni na pempendi ate new and roy kawle fo. But ni na te aso doro na aso doro abe menkala wo is going to be different. And politico is beyond that. Ndel nga politico jele comme abe won santole. Wala na ñin police niaje ikana. They don't only come a day or 2 days. No, they don't only come like Haji should only sit down nga mira doro nga kudo mira doro nga fa matu nga nyingi kadu nyine ka dia pasen kol tuloy matu nga nyingi fo kadu nyine ka dia so man kol tuloy. No, UDP is different. Manke wo sipat. Niaje be ñim policy ñim pa ñing 5 point agenda ning kemo isiare me I think you will come that side a bit. Bring Adam da pour ka develop. Anin gen na it takes the party almost 2 years. Yani bande ñim policy goal nim manina. It take the party 2 years. Me bandi no la because man la fi akala kunta miro da mat. Lafta jela ko men how realistic askenu to nyaaya fo kan. Yani nga finti nga fem fo molen askenu nyaadile. Wo askenu nyaadile ulat na ñing statement nga men karang is extracted from the party's 5-point agenda. Kaje ko man la fi ka na ñin de celebrate because Gambia we have a lot of challenges in terms of our education sector. So Ninda Benal has a political party. We shouldn't only come here pour nga diamu dro men ka diamu tulo nga wofo. Seku nina tajibe the presentation the launching of this 5-point agenda nalia Olidiba wada moy I speak ala speech kon ako wala nina ta manifesto ni fon kono jibe abe foi pareta ibaje laje na men ko Gambia dingol min ko la fita nying policy nying Gambia dingol yang konti bondi nyina la dinna sanjilo lo timata Gambia dingol yang konti bondi nyim programme mel landim ko bekela nin sanjilu lobe timala Gambia dingol nyanta ka tra pareri ne ka crossro nin tamansero jen na mansakunda to kaje ko ngam men safe ngam mem fo yengi la hidu minna fo aketa fa manke utumol Gambia dingol sa decide whether UDP is serious with what they said or they were only merely campaigning. You understand? Because maybe if the government mansakunda tamandiro is process amanke to lunkin ne kawle drong you have 25% budget allocation to education sector. So that will be done. Comme ni de okebra kamonto ko ila sula kolbe ayabe ke fa pareta. No. Amanke bela sula kolbe ke fa pareta. But ni emera ni UDP sidula mwang ani lulu keme ila banko la dépense ko yawodi pasaro di londo la bundala. Ni na be compared to the current budget yimman sakuna member bulla because ni la budget o jibe is more of only salaries. So delta ko le
personal emoluments.
Exactly. Delta kole be dunia niya MRC Holland be pasaro men dikan Gambia la karamundo bundala bi ning atra man sakunda fana la fankola bundala e bojoto taje mi alon ko ifana be kono kukan ning MRC Holland la support la in terms of education nyaka wo koramol ni menje bakaw nyaka wo karamol menje suduwoli nyaka wo karamol menje mi alon ko ibe mansa jang dinno siri ro ko laje they are just even struggling to even have a chair ini la siron ko la korra ko le nakarasi du ro ko la nyan sangaram bungol kon la ikoy kakaranne ning atra man sakunda be MRC Holland be fasaro men dika karamola bunda na atra man sakunda fana be la budget of dika infrastructure la wonya karamola bunda la we wouldn't have seen that today 7 years nto jela kotek 7 years nto jela kotek but because man sakunda is focused on only personal emoluments fansung kun interesol da mala londo la bunda la karjol ni wo sifalu imantra fasaro dikan loro la bunda la karamola bunda la wala atna betembi UDP ko ndel bolo bolaje directly masakunda fa na UDP masakunda na directly mfawol be mbulo dunna wolo sifal prola kajo ko na karambol sifal no nyamena dunia la ka fodo fana ni simblo di nyola kajo ko yiriwani ay continue na karambol karola anu sanjilo be timala dawda gembe dum be keno jilal keno me yalan ko definitely UDP même fo yengo fanala aketale ma for abe because you cannot say all because the more you are going the more wide it is but abba mesula do pembe kelal me yalan gambe dum be menjila has an improvement and will be a variant to this current government. And in patam fansi balu tarla and ni man sakuna membeji afatam fanso abe kala le komen sangoni banko ni manke politique diamoti ni mukula de janninka diamala nte la party leader amen advice ko so mintu ko jannika kufo molien and make sure yalonka asikenole so la na nin kana diam kolla we have to base it on reasons woda loluka anyata ka sena malika for definitely asikenole andung asikenole seku in 5 years time when the UDP government is hold accountable, baja na nyim policy goal nying abe make sure that the implementation on nying definitely abe tarla bungo bala jana pour mo boy nyaaje atekela kuma kensa woni
abaraka baje haje sawane comme badi ngolo UDP même fokale wolo ni UDP man seconda sita sanje lulu follow bebe kala do quality pour ka falindiro ke karangola karola seno bundala karola jata kendala bula, because these are key sectors of the economy. Banku buka develop no in dunia kono iman yin solid foundation of soto yin fanal la anu karango bunda te important karango londo ani dino kono wala tena iko pro nga karang seek knowledge nga londo nyini bari UDP komen ke mo boja afanya manke komen kataka subject ka karang ka fengol kram ka exam pass komen ni theory karang practical fana nyante kelale wala through skill centers UDP afuko sanyi lulu follow skill center tang UDP or commit or promise already. This is a social contract coming hajibe menfokan between UDP and Gambia. Nimna political yiri wata dunia kono molka katro fay dalilo men e ka katro di molale amari e jikini fenala wolon social contract between the voter and man se kono imbesila ni mo okay nin karte fay do si de kan la katro di la you know karte fo fon yenta base la on this but unfortunately ntolla banku abuka base wakam dole bije fam itu kan la moy roke akake sentiment but hopefully we'll get over that as na democracy be macho kam so science mo kemo bojan kan rek na switch to Olof because Mamara Haji la suwa kon betara back maybe I stand to be corrected maybe Haji will go to Sarahule and Fula but kemo ngamara kemo ñu dugg si Olof tuuti pour suñu mbokki Olof yi ñu wane ñu ngi déglu programme yi wala ñu ko déglu si audio yi tey la International Day for Education so yéen ndawi UDP ñëw fii waxtaan ak askani Gambia comme ñu ngi ñaan pour Gambian si vote UDP government into power, and again this is also going to has relevance to the local government. KMO is part of KMC and the local government elections are just around the corner. Kon UDP government suñu amee rek lan mooy suñu jubluwaay si fànn njàng bi education KMO mun nga maybe summarize lu ñu wax fii si soose si kalama Olof then bala ñu dem si Haji sorry we go back to Fulus as well, so go ahead KMO. KMO, you're muted. KMO is on mute. Maybe he's not hearing me. Moga ñu ngi fi waxtaan.
KMO su mute man su fekkee dafa mute man mun naa wax si kanam.
waaw Fulus yow mun ngaa wax si Olof. Thank you Fulus.
Jërë ngeen jëf mbokk déglukat yi foo leen mënta nekk ñun la UDP National Youth Wing ñoo ñëw fii rek tey pour ñu waxtaan ak yéen fan la yu nga xam ne moo war si dëkk bi ak things yu nga xam ne UDP loolu lañ am pour dimbale Gambia ak suñu njëriñ nguur bi lan la ñoo defar Gambia ni tey nag si luñ nekk di waxtaanee mooy yëfi jàng yëfi education because xam nañ ne jàng dafa nekk lu nga xam ne dafa important torop astuma soo ñëwee si réew mi pour naka nga koo développer so UDP nag wax nañ leen am nañ suñ manifesto am nañ suñ 5-point agenda te suñ 5-point agenda bi luñ fa wax mooy soo seetee suñ 5-point agenda bokk na si lu nga xam ne mooy fi jànga bi jànga mooy yóbbu réew kanam jànga mooy dimbale réew pour ñu mun a dimbale suñ ndaw yi ñu nga xam ne ñooy nekk kilifa ëllëg pour ñoom tam ñu mun a defar seen boppa ëllëg suñ leen joxee nguur gi gars yi mun a doxal réew mi comme waaye Gambia nuñ ko buggee so UDP nag dañu wax ne ñu ne jàng dafa nekk lu nga xam ne duñ war a toog rek ñu téye suñ loxo ne waaw dëkk bi dafa dem fekk nekkuñ di dimbale suñ ndaw yi ñi nga xam ne ñooy nekk kilifa ëllëg UDP nag ñu ne jàng bi dafa nekk lu nga xam ne dafa important trop soo ñëwee si développement léegi lan la ñoo def pour ñu dimbale si jàng lu nga xam ne moo nekk lu nga xam ne dafa important trop si réew bi ñu ne nag dañoo dimbale xale yi ak dañoo dimbale jàngkat yi ñu nga xam ne ñoo dee jàngal xale yi because xale su ñoo dem jàng ba pare jàngkat yi baaxuñ dafa mel ni xale yooyu yóbbu si school bi daal dafa mel ni néeg bu nga xam ne la rek mu ngi yaa ngi ko sampa ba pare amul ceiling amul dara su boobaa nag néeg boobu noonu ndox bi su ñëwee wala si nawet da nga dee torox ne UDP nag lii lañ séntu te lii lañ gis ne su fekkee ne dañ am ay réew ay jàngeekaay yu bëri waaye jàngeekaay yooyu noonu dañ nekk lu nga xam ne baaxuñ wala dégguñ li nga xam ne dañ nekkatu standard at the end of the day loolu daf ñu sonal torox so ñu ne lan la ñu ban xalaat la ñu indi pour ñu dimbale suñ boppa dimbale jàngakat yi ak dimbale ndaw ñi nga xam ne ñoo nekk di ñëw because ndaw yooyu noonu dañu war a nekk ñi nga xam ne dafa war a nekk wargal pour ndaw yooyu noonu ñu dimbale leen so UDP nag ñu ne education bi jàng bi dafa nekk lu nga xam ne dañ si dooleel lu bëri ne jàngkat ak jàngale ak xale yu dem jànga dañ ko starté since seen buñ nekkee xale grade 1 suñu starté nursery bi jógee si nursery bi ñëw si primary bi jógee primary bi ñëw si junior school bi dañ jógee foofu noonu ñëw si high school because soo demee luñ gis wala luñ séntu mooy ndaw ñu bëri dañ dee fail exam nekkul ne munuñ wala nekkul ñu nga xam ne seen xel bi neexul waaye dafa nekk ne système baa dee tax ñu dee fail te système boobu noonu su fekkee moo dee waral loolu noonu pour ñu fail kon système boobu noonu war nañ koo correct ñu ne daal kon jàng bi dafa war a start si suuf ñu éeg ak moom dem si kaw nga gis ne loolu daf ñu dimbale massive failure buñ ne am si grade 11 grade 12 ak grade 9 exams bi loolu dafa nekk lu nga xam ne dañ ko mun a contrôle te daf ñu dimbale tam pour ñu avoid yooyu noonu so ñu ne nag jàng mi nag ñaari fanta la ñaari fat naan moo nekk ne ñu nga xam ne nag yàlla daf leen may ñooñu mun nañoo dem toog si office bi mun nañoo nekk ay docteur ñii nekk ay ingénieur ñii nekk ay nurse ñii nekk ay lawyer ñii nekk ay teacher ak lu mel noonu ak noonu waaye tamit gis nañ ne tamit nekkul ne jàng bi tam xale yi nga xam ne dañ dem jànga waaye dañ nekk drop out wala jàng bi continue dañ leen war a bàyyi rek toog si ghetto bi rek wala di dem baaguwe ñii di ñàkk seen bakkan ñii di def naka su dul noonu ñii di tuxtaay ñii di nekk ñu nga xam ne nag dañ ne am psychological issue ñu ne loolu dafa nekk lu nga xam ne warul UDP nag ñu ne léegi lan la ñoo def mooy dañoo create skill centers mooy métier yi nga xam ne loolu la ñoo dooleel xale yi nga xam ne nekkuñu dem si nekkuñu dem school waaye dañoo nekk ñu nga xam ne laaj ñoom tam dañoo dooleel seen boppa ak skill works yi nga xam ne loolu la ñoo dem def ida dañoo nekk carpenter wala nekk ay ñawkat wala nekk ay électricien wala nekk leneen ak leneen pour ñu mun a dooleel seen boppa dimbale réew mi te nag ñu ne government nag dafa nekk lu nga xam ne dafa mun a jàppale réew mi su fekkee ne dañ am different people ñu nga xam ne ñu ngi engage si different areas réew boo gis mu dem si kanam xamal ne xale yi wala doomi réew yi dañ dee engage on different things moo nekk ne ñii foog ñu nekk teacher ñi nekk lawyer ñi nekk ay carpenter ñi nekk ay fiita ñi nekk maçon ñi nekk leneen ak leneen nga gis luñ mënta bugga si réew mi at the end of the day jarut ñu dem Sénégal wala ñu dem England wala ñu dem Amérique di génne nit ñi di leen indi fii waaye suñu waa réew mi doomi réew mi la ñoo jox contrat yooyu noonu UDP ne nag loolu su xappu ne nag dañoo nekk ak ñu nga xam ne nguur bi su amee contrat yi nga xam ne moo nekk contrat yi nga xam ne pour ñu sampa wala ñu def dara lu nga xam ne dëkk bi loolu la soxla instead of ñu dem si biir di indi doomi jàmbur yi dañoo indi suñ own doomi réew yi di leen jox opportunity yooyu noonu ñu mën a dooleel seen boppa ba pare ñu mën a employé ñeneen ñu nga xam ne ñooñu tam nekkuñ di liggéey ñooñu suñ leen jàppale ñooñu jàng si ñii ñooñu tam dañoo dem jàngal ñeneen ak ñeneen so UDP li la amat Gambia ak waa Gambien si fàllum jàng jërë ngeen
waaw jërëjëf Fulus loolu boobu leer na ma yokk rek ne comme Fulus lu mu doon wax si fànn métier skill centers UDP comme lan mooy suñ éene bi suñ amee nguur gi dinañ am 10 skill centers within that period pour and that's those focused skill centers yooyu noonu nañ ko def si different regions of the country duñ ko def bi benn side rek bi ko Gambia rek la yëpp la ñoo emale so because jàng nekku na daal pour dangaa dem jàng rek nga study notes si rek théorie bi rek lu dee xew lu bari sax wala soo demee ba university sax nga jàng lu nga dee jàng university théorie ak soo demee si liggéeykaay def day xala uti so foog nga dem on the job training internship nga mën a jàng si demee in real life situation liggéey bi so jàng bi moom dafa baax pour you know broaden sa mind bi pour nga xam nga understand lu ngay def waaye lu nga dee def si liggéeykaay most often than not def dee xala uti so skills moom loo xam ne la mooy problème yi Africa mooy lack of métier te suñ xoolee Gambia tey affaire yi auto yi la fiita yi carpentry nga dem si fànn yu bari métier yu bari def dañ ko dee outsource ñu waxante dëgga Sénégal fiita yu bari come from Sénégal carpenter yi you know si any fànn métier even soo demee si affaire yi fishing pour nappa jën su Sénégal su doo ko dee xam sax ba when Tabaski comes or Korité jën daf dee manqué Gambia because ñu bari ñu dee dem they are from Senegal ñoom suñ demee julli rek ñu ne waaw jën amul ndax lii moo war a xew so pour ñu am UDP commit na boppam si fanna boobu ke moom ko doon wax si soose ne lot of contracts yu bari UDP party leader bi wax na lii si 2021 ne dinañ try lot of contracts at least 25% or so at least jox ko ndaw ñoo xam ne dañ serious du nekk ne comme yow da nga nekk UDP supporter rek waaye da nga supporter UDP rek ne ñu jox la contract you have to get project proposals yu dëgër woon convince nguur gi ne yow suñ la joxe contract bi waa Gambia nañ njëriñ ci loolu te it's not going to be based on favoritism waaw yow da nga bokk ak Lawyer Darboe wala da nga bokk ak Fulus o Haji Suwane mbokkam la wala mbokki Seeku Sidibé o Kemo Bojang wala da nga bokk ak keneen si hierarchy UDP Ajaratu Yam Sek wala yooyu ñun UDP duñ la fi ñu lu nekk dafa jaar yoon so the proof of the pudding is in the eating lu ñoo wax rek lu tax tey ñu ngi am this very important programme ñun bëgguñ yëfi comme lu xew Gambia tey su nguur gi wax rek ñu bari ñu siga maturity bi amul UDP dañ bëgg a am very mature government boo xam ne it will be policy oriented seetal tey International Day for Education ñaata parti ñoo ko commemorate Gambia tey apart from UDP ñun ñoo toog tey nekk fi UDP platform te Haji demoon na coffee show West Coast Radio wax si anglais pour observe this day as far as I know there's no other party in Gambia that's marking this day today so li moo wone rek ñun ñoo bëgg a Gambia pour taxawal Gambia si yoon bu baax lii nekkul waxi politics UDP ñoo mën a yóbbu Gambia progressive direction waaye ñun luñ mën a def rek mooy laajte karta mënu ñoo forcer kenn pour nga votal UDP so li moo ñu fi indi tey c'est léegi I will go back to Haji because Kemo I think he's on mute man dafa mute boppam unknowingly I don't know Kemo ni bel la moy kay be mute la de so if you're there because I'll go to you next Haji isa dum badim full account demanding kata demanding ke jang 1 hour on this program ngadum ye full account demanding for an sarahul account ka summarize nga kajal men ke jamali ko ni suru account Haji back to you
yeah Seku jarama moja on jarama musib amen etno be men do e fulbe ko menen di Democratic Party UDP sakata mabbe mbiyete do UDP youth wing andon men ari do ti men kad men tawra aduna o mi wada celebrate nyalande mo jonnado 2018 UN ko de yalade subi be jonni damgal gandal wonde ma aduna war hayarde baawo gandal ko gandal wara men ballude ti men wawa moƴƴinde neddo ya amen on men wawa huntude haaju jamen din men wawa habude miskiniya on tampere bondo e hoore yimɓe ɓen e nder aduna to ɗum lesida faala ɗum wadde han hitande hikka o moɓe joni ɗon ko ɗon ɓe wii si tawi iɗa faala wallude yimɓe ɓen e hoore dépense faala waɗa dépense e hoore yimɓe ɓen ko ɗon ɗum mbaɗa dépense walla ƴetta damgal gandal mbaɗa ɗum sugla ma ko ɗon invest in people prioritize education so ko ɗoni mbaɗugol dépense e hoore yimɓe ɓen ko mbaɗugol dépense e hoore yimɓe ɓen ko ɗum woni waɗugol sugla ma fi wallugol wallugol damgal gandal so ko ɗon United Democratic Party hikka men yalti men wi'i menen noon feere amen on ko ɗum woni policy amen on si min ari e laamu ko ɗum woni waɗugol wajib damgal gandal cukalel mo ganduɗa hewti jangugol o foti yawde nursery school ɗum ɗon ko foti wadde wajib ɗum noon kala si yawti ɗon jangugol hakkunde ko ɗum woni ɓeynan basic education o e secondary education o ɗum ɗon nde foti on jettude duuɓi 9 ɗum ɗon kala wonat wajib e hoore sukaɓen e hoore jibnamɓe ɓen fof ɓe fiɓe naɓa ɓiɓɓe maɓɓe ɗen e école e wawa jangude duuɓi 9 secondary education jahaɗo heɓa kala duuɓi 3 ɗum ɗon wonat ko ɗum woni senior secondary education on ko ɗum woni fi timmingol cuuɗi makko 12 on o foti ɗum kala wonde wajibe hoore makko ɓe laari noon ɗum ɗon kala noon woni wajibe hoore yimɓe ɓen mana ko luwaji garta si UDP ari luwaji arat luwaji mondanta ko ɗum forceta jibinaɓe ɓen ɓe naɓa ɓiɓɓe maɓɓe nen forcé
I think we've lost Haji.
Okay. On tigon no ɗum wonat free on tigon yoɓata hay fus so mi yoɓata hay fus non kala joni wonat forcé tabanta ko laamu watta dépense e hoore sukaɓe ɓen forcé noon joni jibinaɓe ɓen ɓe naɓa sukaɓe maɓɓe ɓen e école ɓe wi noon kala ɗum ɗon kala haalata ɗon sa yii janngugol wona tun janngugol anglais woni janngugol arabe no toon janngugol métier ɗi toon janngugol kalan ɗi toon kalan mondanta ko ɗum ɗum wonta ƴoƴugol e celle mondanta ko ɗum wara nafude neɗɗo ya on e leydi ndi e hoore mum so ɗum ɗon kalan pi wonat damle mondanta UDP ukkat ɗon kaale mum o kaale laamu o ɓe ukkat ɗum toon e ndur ɗum kalan ɓe yaajinat kalan ko ɗum woni to expand educational infrastructural facilities wonɗo e nder leydi ndi ɗo parti on kalan waɗa ɗum dépense ɓe yaajina kalan ɓe heɓa classroom aji mana ko ɗum woni cuuɗi janngule wonda sukaɓe ɓe wawata wadde sukalu 50 e nder suudu goto si tawi ko sukalu 30 won toon ɓe heɓina cuuɗi ɗin fi sukaɓe ɓe wawa sendude ɓe hakkunde ɓe cuuɗi haray ɓe sukaɓe wawa janngude janngol manta ko ɗum wonta janngol comfortable ɓe wawa heɓude gandal nafowoɓe kono go sa yii cuuɗi ɗi no wayri ɗo ni hannde sa hebbini sukaɓe dula goto ko watta e hoore maɓɓe ko ɗum woni ɓe wawata ƴaɓɓe janngude sabanta ɓe ɓittat ɓe fiidat ɓe wawata heɓude hakkille monta ko ɗum wata wadde concentré e nder classe o fi ɓe wawa heɓude gandal nafo maɓɓe e ɗum ɗon kalan ɓe wi si ɓe waɗat ɗum parti on kalan law maɓɓe si ari ɓe jonnidira juuɗe kamɓe e damle aduna o fi ɓe wawa heɓude cuuɗi buyi e kalan ɗum ɗum wonat arat wona atan international acceptable standard mana aduna o piw e nder aduna o koɓe jaɓata ɗum ɗon ko ɗum woni ɗi suuɗi sifa haray cukalum yata e jooɗo e ley mangoji jooɗo e hoore basaji jooɗo e sirangaji rewɓe tosoko ɗin ɓe wiya kamɓe koɓe jangganni ɗum ɗon wawata walde sukalum ko piyo heɓa gandal ɓen no mi yiri noon fi mi heɓa sukaɓe men ɓe wawa ukkude hoore maɓɓe e nder heɓa competitive education standard hara kamɓe aduna o yara on sengo ɗon ko ɗum woni UDP waɗat dépense temedere kala 25 ɓe ƴettat ɗum e nder temedere kala national budget maɓɓe o ɓe waɗa ɗum dépense e damgal gandal ɗum ɗon kala ha tan ɗon ɓe jonidira juuɗe kamɓe damle aduna o fi ɓe wawa wallodirde ɓe naɓa laamu ngun walla damle gandal ngal yeeso ɗullen fof min yii kalan éducation kono ɗum ɗon ko right mana ko hakke neɗɗo fi o haɓa gandal ko sa ndaari UN déclaration maɓɓe on e nder 1989 o 1989 ɓe wii damle maɓɓe 26 on ɓe yi gandal ɗum ɗon ko hakke mo kala neɗɗo e nder o aduna ɗo to ɗum ɗon si woni hakke mo kala neɗɗo hoore aduna ɗo laamu ngu noon kalan ko argol fi waɗgol huntugol haaju yimɓe ɓen jonnugol ha yimɓe ɓen hakke maɓɓe en e hoore jawdi mo wannanta ko ɗum laamu ngu won ƴettude e juuɗe yimɓe ɓen ko ɗum woni UDP wi 25% of our budget hitande kala min waɗa ɗum dépense e sengo wallugol gandal ngal ɗum noon wonata ɗum kalan komin ko haala tun ala kono min komin gollidi e yimɓe addugol o policy ƴetti men duuɓi ɗiɗi ɗo min heɓude o policy so gila min heɓi policy o min andi joni policy wona haala tun kono ko honno policy on si ari wona oɗo miijoji si ari ko honno ɗum wawata waltide min waɗa ɗum golle ko ɗum min golluno e nder duuɓi ɗiɗi min tawi wona ɗum haala ɗum min ƴetti kono noon ko haala kan e golle ɗen no yarata ɗon ko ɗum min ƴetti min hawtodiri ko ɗon min addi min waɗimo suula amen ɗiɗi jango e nder agenda men 5 o agenda men 5 on ko ɗon ta 5 point agenda o ko gandal woni second prioritize most important policy ko UDP si la maɓɓe ko watta so seku ko ɗum mi heeɓi e nder haala pular mi wawa nattude ka sarankule si tawi a jaɓi kan seku ni son tanga ɗum sarawle conférence to koɗi
please
mare mo January oɗaka sokkuñi lenkini tuwa mon kasonga January tampille no nato ñayi 2023 2018 dunaka hokore ki gaf tiwela ngani United Nation ida lenki kota kya sugandi na kini tuwa humpolla kenga United Democratic Party ihonna ka humpolla kenga gati kibera UDP Youth Wing o ka kai dunayi kurna ke kota raga na nyaga na kota keraga nan kacha tuwa humpolla kenga kama jamana ken kama ne khada barni ona minnay on hawatelle minnay to a wompo lakenga so UDP ra hay outundi o 5 point agenda ken nogondi mana gommangu karage be UDP gara sugandi na taawun nanti manca kundanga nari ina Kenya gollinti Kenya pour na to a wompo laken cembendi kempo lake Kenya hakini care iti ko hana nganari to a kunya na wajibi nyai mana force nyai sirenchu kamma nangiri nosir schoolunga nandaga ma grade 12 nga sina bane na annan ka Kenya nosir schoolunga sino kabi annan ka Kenya na secondary schoolunga mana karam kombe na kandu kenga sino siki annan ka Kenya na karam kombe lagarenga mana kamudu kenga na sino tammindo hilonti mande parlang mana khani ka Kenya na wajibi nga UDP sa undenga nanti angana lahi jamane ndengeni kane manna ngolli human resources ka kamma har marem mu ko manna ngolli Kenya kamma anna har marem nyakita nanya ona khili kammo anna har marem nyanya manankunga na har marem nyanya manankunga antatele to a palle manna har marem mu ku sembendi at to a karanga boni angana ni duna hailenki iti to a hunna jamanya sirondini to a hunna jamana nya dabarni to a hunna tresuka mantenga ana public responsibility nyani mana suronya ngana kharang to a ngita ani rono hiare woni kebe na hangai agaje man kana hana to a woni holla kay a important nyani siri ina UDP gara ke sugula utu na kini to a wombo lakenga nanti ina nyana wajibi nya siri sukam mana anta lemmen charna anga to ko kunanga datel anga tadina kharlanga kenya nanga ma force nya wajibi nyani anda digina kharlanga aga luwanu ngalini na ke holla kraga na sembendi na janan karaga na sakunda holla ay munga UDP manca kundanga nari awa ken no kita anga Kenya wajibi nga manca kunda kiga ganya man UDP manca kundanga nari i khana nyana manca kundanga wajibi nyai pour na ken education mana na ken to holla ke from no school kata comportement hilu Kenya grade 12 nga ken khanya na free nyai yes anyana wajibi nyai khakira anyana free ngai saranon kamma aganya free saranon kamma keta ken paganya serenchu kamma wajibi nyai pour ore mundenge kharlanga ha oti anta kempene kembane kin gotea madrasa hakenya ni tuwa nyani meche akani tuwa nyani so ku serbe ga mire mende school nga UDP na holla ko tan nyina na koyi nanti meche ngarangen joppene lemina ko mbida nyai akagana ke kada barna ka intaken birba na ko bana kin goti hayro ka honun golina ke nganya faith based organization ke nganya dinang ka honunga ado civil society organization ina kunchu ka manteng ino kunikitun ko meya pour na ke policy goal na Kenya nya delivery point ke pour kusurona kada tunu Kenya nya na ahol lakenga iga akini no be na sorom mpahamundai pour ana mana kada barni ana civic awareness mana angana na jaman tuindi na jaman pejendi ana ken increase nya ona le ka unta be gen kada otwa ko mpol lakenga ona revamp na mana na twa ko ke curriculum ke be gana mana subject ke be go maka mawdun ko no ko kharal ko oni sansenia completely na ariti jaman lagare hol lakke karanga pour le mun nakatu twa ko barakinti twa ko so ben kitana ya katu dumun na hana ina soron kam mun na mo gombe entrepreneurial skills nga wala ken khatne at school level nyai mana na le mun na lo métier kharange no gondi pour onan kayuna ina katu nyana gol nyal lakken ngitan nana nga soron ngani ana indanya na onan kawde na ko nalaga kharlanga ndaya ka bangi gotti itawuna ni talon ko me UDP ken taxawa pour na jamaane ne kane man onan ka responsible nya hayde ka suko man tenga nyana ka UDP na make sure na o holla ku be no marantenga wala tuwa kharla nunga mana kharan ko bunga ina hotel lang kapaya kudo lenki o kharan ko ba mo gombe ya ona baka kera na dengen at an international acceptable standard duna suko man tenga dungene nan definitely minimum keke ngoni duna dungeti ke kharan dambe ya ken tanya ko lemunu ngatele khara mangonu ngure ina da tawo dikinda school nga ina la khara mangonu nyawure korna mun kamma ga tawo basanu kamma man khana ga zawunu because kharan kompe kiran dai lemunu kutu wala kharan kompe magabo wala classroom magabo nan kadu lemunu kusukto ngoni ken ngoni angana classroom ni gono hay adaga tankara ga hole min kenya classroom baye ngoni lemunu ngara tawo ken ngoni kadu man ga hamun ken hari ban kan ta hamun because bitene ina meliri yogo nu misala nagarinya ikamma misoyinga iduru naka so ticha karamo nga kibe konno iran day concentrate dinken me pour nakata go hamu tebegi ina hana jaman kawun hanga to UDP tigana taw ina kisansene ido dunaka honu ni kitenki nemeya igana kenya nantanya diga nduro nkabane mancha kunna ngane golli annatu minnay tenni depensing pour la kenya gatin gibe ngane national annual national budget mana jamane su sine su ga dépense be kini jamane nga dibite go penno gol iti templero tawra ko karagi kamesu gadi ina Kenya utu na a depends to a wompo lakenga tenga nanya agana ka hiduna hade mande kitunga ananyana lemunu benu go maga harlang ntunginga harlang paju nga de bubenu ya harang kompen paju nga de bubenu ya wala na hoko harang kompen paju nga de bubenu ya kenju kunyana odangani tare kunya mana odangin kenga kenta kanya donga sugula hiya keda gos mana gani mancha kundanyi meri sobe ngoy mbolla kaya so ku kundunu na kahime ko nyana trendi kitenga UDP mancha kundanganari iga himbe dépense ni so to mbolla kenga anganari madrasa nun karanga UDP tinta kharanyi munto kono madrasa nun to kono nga gos mana gani to mbolla kenya igara kebe khara kebe ihajunga kita kenya ni nan ngilan kupandi igara kebe khara arabe nogondi ado anglenga ka memu tumogombe inaka tunyana siroya kunuga katunu golle kitana mancha kunna nogondi ado mancha kunna ka mogon nogondi kunanga na madrasa ngaranga ta english nangani aga himbe kena keno kotampi nyai kotampi ge began kabana uru annan katu hame kitana english kitige daga mogon nogondi ka mancha kunna ngana holla ku connect me ana harle mon de mana kunuga madrasa nga inaka tu idu munna hana ti madrasa ke karanga na yilan ku pa english ke nogondi mancha kunna golle polla kenga agana de amana ka karang UDP ni kitelo amana ka uriya kitirobe kebega amana karla nde mana tugaron karanga na nyido tichanum wala ido english karla mpolla kunga isuna katu nyerono angana ri depense karanga karle mon karanga wala karla nun karanga so kwani sugula hinunga seku UDP mancho kunanga nari iga himbe kinni to mpolla kenga to be precise seku thank you back to you.
Okay, Haji, Njarama, I can say that in full, Njarama, thank you. But I don't know how to say that in Sarahule. How do you say thank you in Sarahule?
No worry.
No worry.
Yes.
No worry. Thank you so much. I'll be like UDP online bantaba lambadi. Okay, you know you UDP online bantaba. Then special program. We've been on this show 1 hour 22 minutes right now on the computer. So legi luma defrek moi. Nani what nani se aferi hali si janga BC schools, the condition of the schools, facilities, aferi skill centers. Why legi denyo shift discussion be to aferi teachers because janga munuta ba so I'm a teacher you ba teachers nyom nyori inculcate knowledge in the school children. You have to get quality teachers. Program teacher you have den haran ci sen liggéey bi dañ xam liggéey bi bu baax because if the teacher really child relationship is poor, they reflect on the performance of the students in the exams. And I think that's the situation in our country. Just recently in public schools, and there was outcry on social media. The government gained the defense in Boba. Why? That's the law is indefensible. You can't defend that. So I don't know whether KMO is there. So like so much didn't spend too much time on this because be better programmer. Moving on, maybe UDP Online Bantaba will bring in these youths here occasionally to touch on topic. It's just one topic. Maybe we'll be having the Vanica monthly program. I'll talk to Haji on the download on that. Either the Vanica monthly show. And that we know because this program is very important and we'll be doing it in different languages because I can see somebody actually made a comment on the page that this is what UDP needs. We need to reach out to non-UDP members, not always talking to the base. But definitely this has been the mantra of this platform. So I'm a Lolota Aisotoba, the damn program we pull, Aisotoba, Sunior Sister Vinegar Scotland. So UDP, Unifi head or lacquer is not something that we are so much into. This platform is for Gambia. Kubuga Fit Deaf program in any language, you are welcome. We platform, it doesn't mean that sorcerer recline for wah or Mandi or Wallaf. No. So I just want to assure the audience. Sunyu wah si fanna teacher. I will open the lines if the panelists can just crave their indulgence. People, listeners, maybe I'm not certain questions. Maybe I'm 3 or 4 callers, right? Then we terminate the program. And then moving on, we will have a monthly show where Haji and his team or different people can be here. Tebi Afri Education Lanjua. Next time we can talk about the youth policy of UDP, because these people are representing the youths Ndawi. So UDP knew Lalanyo Def Ndawi because Gambia population is predominantly 65% plus youthful population. So it's very important the next program. New Def Kosi Afri Youth. We will talk about that. So Legi Mandelo back to KMO. If KMO is on, because look that his connection is permanently muted. I don't know whether you guys can alert him to unmute himself. KMO has been on this program, but the people mute Hamanda, he has issues to unmute himself. Maybe follows if you guys can send him a text message or something. If KMO is muted, because I can't go back to him. He needs to unmute himself. I don't know whether he's having some technical issues there. But if Kemo is not, somebody also asked about Jarai Fayanka. Jarai came and her line dropped off. Maybe she has connection issues, because I understand she's up country right now. She's not within the Greater Banjul area. So probably she has issues with connection, because somebody did ask a question on the page, where is Jarai Fayanka? So she was here, but she dropped off. So if I can get back to if I can't get back to Kemo, then I'll go back to Fulus. Fulus, you're also muted. If you can unmute yourself. Because what I want to do is, if those people are not available right now, we can go back to Haji. Haji, ye diamu teacher sol fananda Carola. UDP mansa kundabe monekala and
available then. I'm available.
Fulus, I can go back to you. It's good. Yamala Kemo ya lonka be mute remember.
Kemo, I'm not sure.
Okay, that's fine. Kemo is permanently muted. Okay. So lafranga diamu teacher sol fananda Carola in the Safirol Karo UDP la Safirol new strategic document concept paper. Abijele fanan technology bunda fanan be yiriwalale UDP mansekondan in private sector will have this public-private sector partnership to make sure that, and the civic society, it's a well-documented concept paper. Me alongo ni UDP la point and be nyimbe safirele. So I'm Fulus. Instead diamu itebe no University of Gambia le. Ibe UDP la student wing. So it's our aje ko ke kan teachers all mon kontan la jola ila ala one solo the complaint so fanala demanding then after I will go back to that page then the line so yele pour maybe call us all do for ila fitakal nyini ka question les al nyini ka jelen be programme ko voilà follows
abaraka bake sewo sedeli nka question ni nga ko mayata bakel because yedlu ale maja me yalan ko banko la sula ko walem adon kula me yalan ko mobile ka ko nyin kacha wati ti casol ka fintinan ne kela ni ku yitandi kela balamba yitandi kaje ko kul men be ke kan yilla anisilo manta wala tinna nte because most of my friends men be University of the Gambia jama bi je benun college so kawri bota college le dore nata Gambia University bari kaje ko jamal be system o kono bari system o nying manke fendi mi ko bije ka fu ko laftalan ya jele ko is just a stepping stone moment la fikatu teaching filo nying kono because ikaminji jewlem ko there is no hope and ni bije fana ila life no ta beti hala because ikejo men na batada mala bije adu most of the time ila kudo nying abe kadum paso ning ila do roda malt ni woketa dal ni karo fato te buga fensoro no bella ibe men landi nol so teacher te jamme yalo ko musa foko ay karandiro ke fayala on korda lo ay karandiro ke fayala on korda sang wona rek ko di me yalo ko ay funding ke jamalu discourage funding ke be teaching filo ko na opportunity ninje dora ka bu filo nyin kono so ko ning are ko ngamul soro men yalo ko wolel ka diningol karandi adu walu mollel te men yalo ko la londo ko te male bari imal la fika ste filo nyin kono woto na future nyin problème o bijele because diningol mol binale ndan kontron ka fo ko be karandi kanne ba wol mol men kana wol ma experience nyin soro ani ngabra ning are ko la faka to nya fo nyoye nyimmu kulete me yalo ko fana contribute bakele dinni jaman la exam field dot because yemo nati me yalo ko alota dinni go nyato ala fahamro nyimma wara bake ala experience nyim fana mo wara bake ibaji dale most of the times pour dindingol ye exam o pass aka kole ya bake because dindingol ni tab wala me yalo ko nalote nyato wati experience nying anala expose nying obe dindingol mako la pour ye fahamro bari ni nata dorete fo ka men karandi te fo ma understand woto aka muntale sa problem fulale bije ite ma understand be men fana karande ka walta understand so bandingol ka fo men doron sapila jurmaka so UDP as a political party no because ni ka kachale adu jamal bije na friends on limit so always ni kachale ke la frustration ni la dissatisfaction for yende and all that in that and to be honest these are people many are called they are patriotic citizens these are people many are they are doing this just to support our school going children but amanke ko they are happy o ke jomen na wala tin jamal bije bala fala so dindingol le doron ila relationship with the students is very cordial so ni emi dindingol la even though they don't want to sacrifice but ni emi la dindingol la dore ka kele doron just to help our people and our dindingol many ala ko lel kana to be the future so wala ke dundije so wala na UDP as a political party ngamefo nko we are going to improve the payment and we are also going to improve the working condition of the teachers to attract brighter Gambians. You understand? Puru yeke multimedia aloko ibinyintala as a career. Need to develop condition to you have so many people many aloko professor lem imeta filo kona. Another ke puti me aloko like I motivate because school me aloko niba kono is something me aloko like is very amazing. Imagine ite ko ika puar ka fu kontile nyin karande bi afren da kera doctor ti ndere nyin karande bi akera minister ti ndere nyin karande bi afren ding like abe country do abe abala contribution dingol ke ka banko ma ko anim banko dingol you feel happy ilo da like content so that alone is a pleasure but niaje mo wala fika stay filo nyin kono ibaje la ko environment nyin is not conducive and then secondly fana there's nothing me aloka says teachers will motivate no pour be men ya keno so ni mon wara university ni mon do ko so don dore kata teaching filo ko but ni do ko ndi hanna tan ko like abe kala part time do ko they will prefer to do that than pour ta teaching filo ko so wala kay tan ko as a serious political party and as a serious government and as a serious president inyande ka nyin kala priority te ka joko teachers on men be filo ko no la fa fenna la me ala ko be attract la be convince la adi fana be motivate la ni work at the end of the day nobody will even think about leaving the teaching field. So even to get an opportunity to be a teacher is going to be something else. It's going to be very difficult because more we have to kataje. London will find the mayor of Akumada, but accommodated that government member, man care about the teachers and they don't want to do anything.
Akamda follows teachers all are welfare. You neglect le dal. You all for
neglect le. Anim kula mayor of Amanya keke onyam. Nte ajere ko mo dantano bije wala jo nyanta bete ala bakere. Teachers all la jo, security la jo. Anin doctor la jo ma fo jodol mo nyanta kembeta yeah but ñi sabol nyanta kala ila priority lati wala nan yento la 5 point agenda ñim be bijede kaje ko health sector ñing anin education ñing wol be cool kono men alon ko la UDP ba prioritize la because ñul lem fente men alon ko la ka banko samba so UDP ñi ne je ka fo ko teachers no fente men alon ko bi engage la de adum fana ni be sila nga discourse bi dialogue ngaje ko cool men be kerim ba bando la nyaadi de adum fana be mung incentive le natila ani be mung pool le natila men yanon ko abi convince la de pour ye stay filo nyin kono filo nyeke la carrière
Abaraka bake Abubakar follows drama ila odi amo seriata bake porque jansa domandi nyane beta odo panelisia okay ngama be Hadija to bailo bale assign na dali membe Germany afaya la causing a lot I came boja wake up it seemed that for Kemo is still muted Hadija to bailo bale be la boy kan afela causing the from on mute because he needs to be part of the discussion so follows ilao kacha kumada bage in fact one time ni modo le kacha kam akonye ko molba expect la ngadi di molbe perform la nin teacher data karam modo de paso man soto sama de paso abi bira wala he or she cannot concentrate because di mol karandi akonye ko they are struggling with the mega pay that they get jol man better anu ako definitely man sekunda sita nyanta teachers la salary review la nin no so la ko because ni ajibe civil servant will travel like a padia mosoto. All right. Almost true. They go on trips. But teachers will travel. Hardly they travel. Teachers will get a seminar abroad. Maybe the seminar they do is local. Either teachers will be like, oh, okay, meeting in Malawi or Zambia, teacher hardly. Maybe teachers union maybe will have opportunities or but average teacher book travel, book a padia mosoto. Civil servant also travel senior tongue in a year. In addition, and was civil servant will la job from dolby la jole teacher nyaro, which is very unfair. So ni nyanta balance la nyanta ni equation balance la. Nim teacher solo boka travel ka padia mosoto. Ore nyanta la jole supplement la isaje. Nyunu kamen sort of padia moto hanama si because padia mo ya mojo 230 pounds per night. Ite la most of them need travel to bukela hotel or kono. Near body was sort of like ni monata in Dakar I body on sotoji I la body on la korla kona patimo so ngamela full jilanyin bla definitely UDP government nana we have to really look at this critically because teachers solu imang ila benefit ila remuneration is very very poor and nimmo any civil service abijele ika moldi Gambia ila official sorong I was there I was part of the system ika moldi like official sorong akakata dapa sole tough marsewoto kadaman dafa so one time I saw one person in the market during working hours. Nga go ite kamuna ke ja konyo go ite da si office ko because ite la da paso be correct rede sama de paso fo maso. So ngana wala nyine marché woto jam pour sama même di mendi la na musu kola. And niaji be fair enough is wrong during working hours, but niaji be ethically I meant for Tonyala because what mo ka wolo jo men na dole biji $500 if wala jo masi at the time. You cannot live on that. And there are teachers there and go dimbal be able. So we need to critically look at this. Teachers all welfare needs to be looked at. It is dependent on just basic salary. If you got travel, if you got opportunity to kata seminar salary will augment, and I think this has to be looked at. I'm very, very happy that from personal experience here for them. Near Africa GB, there is a lot of young Anglo-Tarian teachers all they are paid well than even more than certain jobs. Well, I think teaching now because it's better than some jobs in this country. So the attractiveness is there. So Nila Vital workforce, a good workforce, a good vibrant labor force. Moli Sawari coming full info. Be most those extra civil service la for hey, parentengana do ko bulanga teacher yala but ibuka ojagami molka about teacher yala and molka teacher akalen dangondorong like you said dangondorong I need something to live on. So jolbije ni bije for some time. Even look at Tala Badarajuf Mealanko Kulumbala Kumufoko. He was a teacher at New York High School. He was needed in the teaching profession, but because some principal assistant secretary office of the president because greater opportunity though obviously he excelled from there. He managed to join the World Bank and all that. So in Germany as well, Musa said the teachers are well paid. In most of the developed world, the North in the UK, nurses are well paid. They even want to do check. For ka in tubabu musu kebalu take care ikawolo jo men na jang ni be care job la in Europe jang ale mo nyirinka o America ika mensoto do kula do because jang do kul men yalan ko ikoleata ikawole jo jang on skill labors ñu mo yalan ko katranding technical do kul la te ñi capital ñi fele isaje ni benda train station ol kono ibalo yelanin denicol dung they look like the ikelanin do kuran denicol do wolga men soto melka si officer kono baka soto. That's what is happening in the West. Jang dolbe siri officer kono melme yalon ko katam be do kan jang they reward people according to ikadoku wombenge because doko nyin kolere eta suma ya kono eta but they are well paid manane ke jola because ila fita molle motivate la pour eta o doku okay. Teachers all for nyanta hosi pale kala gambe teacher la jo nyanta ka review but unfortunately, from the First Republic to this current government, the teachers neglect us. So UDP government definitely, the UDP government matter, and Nyanta can remunerate very, very well. We need to look at that. Well, I'm teachers on the Kuba Mandikang, but in Ajiko, Kemo Bojang has dropped off. Maybe Hadija Dubailabale a lot. Maybe he had technical issues. Back to Haji. Haji in Diamunin Kuala is very important. Teacher Shulu. La Kuo, Yamele, Bubakar Fulus Drame brilliantly spelled out the need for teachers to be paid better, to get better pay. So, Male Faname Munekafalo Kumur, Obaraka.
Yeah, Seku Abarakabake, wala na ni if you go back to the UDP la policy ni muraje ibatar raje UDP a ferol landi to put up a retention scheme. Isaje teacher solu ada tarla damma e tara do gola dammale yeji karo ya fa janna ya fa ela julo fa men tala pitikoto ay si ala karjo fa that is so embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. Plus tamanser men dalandi ndenga I also go to because na teacher solu men yalongo de ama former teachers ijema ba hansani be teaching pilo kolale but you really even see them own a house for themselves. You understand? And then coming being alone you cannot have a president ning ata amanta nun karamot karamoto lolo nin teacher man traje itu doctor so dono la lutano to ning amanta karamoto karamoto lolo la nin karamo teacher tije so it pilot of so dono la namanta karamoto you cannot have an economy you cannot have an economist me alon ko fankola karola wolel katamandro ke di namanta karamoto wo karamoto so dono ning teacher tije so ndela miro to atela katale even ajam fatala ka for UK or Germany no that's West. Compare it to our neighbors here, because this government they are good at comparing Gambia to Senegal. So compare our salary structures to the one of Senegal. Ibasarla ko Gambia is even not even at the starting point until we are even not at the beginning point until mahana dam telephone. Na teacher la lack of motivation ke hammintu ya karam kamma nimu lamfu baleti na londo la bundala because lamfu ni ko lamfu bale mu abijele ite karandiro la ibudi la korra kono la idingo mem fon ya longo fon nyanta ka karandi wo dingo fon la pinto wolu la pour kata karamoto ite karamo me ya longo be karamoto ima hani wo pero fon so pour ka wo dinno ni sen benti après ta karamoto how can ite sarno karamoto nyaade de pour ka comfortable ka modo dingol karande ite fon dingol ma opportunité pour ka karam asikeno nyaade ata keno so pour nga karambungolu ni soto londo ay kumaya wala ta UDP ko ate tano la ni man karamo kendo soto andu ite karamo kendo soto no la ni man pellandi nyaboram fengo incentive e man nyaboram fengo landi a nyati lungola aya lonko meni menke kanteng mfana dimbaya lu sinin keno le ni soto no le ninde bota jam wala mu hakki tenko de post pour ka hakki tenko de la ponse incentive create so what incentive ni abe UDP plan ko even has a government in ata mais even loan free lisa karamolu ila salary tesila quand fo comme even alaman so la tesila because hajul kasiale bari ese bunda fana ile no le bunda me alon ko ese dontro sotuno di dontro me alon ko pentela la kanina ta interest la karola pentela la wolbe mu hamme ko me alon ko UDP asoro nyim banko e so and then abo fana ko la men kuma da fa wala mu salary restructuring na karambung wala man sakunda do kula la jo Kenya amanke ka dola fa jo kan wala mu na problem bari kanna jo la bunda nyim faling kaje ko molu beta kan nyamen na promotion ka kenya menna wo be falling isaje mol si jo so be sotono asike ku barakari wolti anin dunia depanso bunda banko depanso bunda ese benno ka kilomoti but madama nyim banko man salary structure ne ka falindiro kenna jo bunda ka tanya men man falindiro ko wolela ana re salary increase nyawnya akamunta ko drong atatano la because atafenna fa no la UDP la masakunda ni bebe mbulla pipeline otole ka fo ni masakunda the first thing before even salary increment yaninga finka jolbe ma wala mo ka salary ni restructure ni masakunda make ngalongo ajamaje mabukela kolke comme kemo ya fo nunjang na policy to ngajel sani ibe kudol tamani kanje inta bring an skill 10 specialized skills centers mo gombo la banko kan ngajel fanal sani iba ya commencer nu bring like last year since the policy was launched fanala damutale. So they start to have like skill centers across so in some parts of the country. But UDP so in terms of this salary issues, pour teachers will motivate alaman solu, I think loan area, loan scheme pour teachers solu. UDP is serious about this because nina na 5-point agenda ni be batala je ko wo ya re-emphasize imana isaitaka ni ko ka foko deke ka bambandi ka tan banku dimul la ko londo barakanu so don la ni man teacher barakanu so don la ni man illa depanso bunda la fa teacher sol karamol la karola atakeno la so poisi teacher sol sembentu yale hakilo sendi e se feso do me alongo wolel si sembentu yano dina da karamol fo jibe karamol mengo teacher sol di pour ya futa karambol to seku is a problem because transport in fact generally is a problem for our teachers wo for mam problem ya fam so ni be ko me alongo UDP man sakuna nina da they are definitely putting this thing as a priority kajoko you can say you want to karambo sembentu yano la ni mang karamol set bentuya ite karamol fana set bentuya no la ni man itara dulal set bentuya so ni be mu quality jaman labang karan fengo le mba benga technology di bang aning karamol la welfare ana ila balunya ila baluo nsi muna keno je pour ka je ko ya hakilte ko so pour ka londo barakare wondi na karamundo di non se ko nying sula polam so gambelo nyanta kala mana so ko UDP definitely mantra fo kan na maniaje nganyim policy nati pour que lande gambe ngol nyati ngol bi at the day of the celebrating International Day of Education wala mu ko ka gambe ngol la manandi ko these are not only mayor policies but they are policies that UDP ye fan sasile ikoy ba kelale andu inshallah UDP government in place ni be jelale ibe kelale andu mo ba jela fana ibe ke kam fana
abaraka bake aji swane ila odiamu senator emphatic mbokay yenenge deglo UDP online pandala Day, my International Day of Education, International Day for Education, that the date is set aside by the UN General Assembly for us to take some reflection of this key sector, which is the educational sector that it's absolutely necessary pour dëkk bu nekk soo bëgg a avancer nga bëgg a develop economic development augment the living standard of your people foog nga yokk xool sa educational sector nga am the vibrant workforce, a productive workforce. You can't have a productive workforce with a weak educational system. Loolu mooy suñu feebar Gambia depuis the first republic ba léegi njàng bi dafa xala des Gambia. Yes, am na Gambians yu bari am nañ xam-xam, but most of the time si bitim réew lañ ko dee amee. Skills wise, we are very, very limited. Then they depend outside labor force from our neighbors. te loolu lañ doon wax fi teacher yi pour ñu xool seen mbir to Fulus Dramé and Haji brilliantly explain those points ne UDP suñu taxawaay bi it's a pity that Kemo Hadijatu Bayloba, thank you ako Kemo la internet connection ala problems so we understand he's dropped off, so we've lost him, but maybe next time Kemo will be back here in the next edition and he would have it. Normally Kemo la network is always good. I had a couple of programs with Kemo and on a network, but maybe today is one of those days. Network is not very friendly to our brother. So now I would move to Fulus, all of rec. Then I will open the lines for people who would like to ask question. Balama dem si Fulus rec. Man luma gom ak lutax ma bëgg UDP am nguur gi. Xam naa ne UDP government su ñëwee a budgetary allocation of $669 million will not be given to the office of the president. $40 million duñ ko jox UDP government, duñ jox $40 million for high-level government officials suñu feebaree ñu yóbbu leen bitim réew faj leen. Loolu du am si nguuri Gambia. Ñëpp la ñu emale. Discrimination like nga put money aside pour président bi ak cabinet members yi suñu feebaree ak seen njaboot yi dem leen faj leen while the rest of the country struggle. Loolu du am. That money could have been given to the educational sector. Bala Sidi Keita di allocate ak Adama Barrow di allocate that. Ñoom suñu feebaree ak ñoom seen njaboot yi ñu yóbbu leen bitim réew faj leen. Ba doole Gambia suñu feebaree ñu dem Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. Loolu du am si nguuri UDP. Loolu I can assure you that. UDP yàgg na sonna na Gambia UDP government du am rek ñu stadi pisat pasar xaalis si Gambia loolu su amee rek kon nga gis ne doomi UDP dinañ complain ba pare duñ ko accept so waaye am naa yaakaar ne loolu du am sax waaye lu ma bëgg a pour Fulus gën a leeral mooy mbiri teacher yi jàngalekat yi sonna nañ Gambia seen fee bi dafa bon Fulus mun nga wax li si kàllaama Olof. Then I will open the lines for people callers to call in and ask questions.
Jërëjëf Mr. Lee man balaa maa ñëw si loolu noonu rek loo doon wax dama bëgg a yokk tuuti rek si loo doon wax. mooy UDP su ñëwee si nguur gi lan la ñoo def ak tamit lu nekk di happen currently. Because man lii gàcce la si man nekk Gambian ba pare doomi Gambian mu nekk ku nga xam ne dafa feebar. Instead of ñu yóbbu ko suñu lopitaan bi ñu ko yóbbu overseas treatment always and all the time, especially minister yi ak seen family yi then ñu nga xam ne like dañ nekk ñu nga xam ne dañ jógee si famille yi nga xam ne seen doole bi bëru wala dañ niw doole ba doole yi dañ nekk ñu nga xam ne dañ sono torop sometimes nga dem si lopitaan bi pour nga am oxygen sa is a problem. So di nga gis ne like ñu bëri ñi nga xam ne dañ nekk asthmatic patient seen life bi daf day nekk at risk all the time. Because so demee at a particular hospital nga am foofu noonu benn machine rek bu nga xam ne moo nekk oxygen machine bi ñaari nit wala ñetti nit suñ naree am asthmatic attack sometimes daf leen di sonal torop loolu mun naa tax nga ñàkk sa bakken si lii si things yu mel nii noonu so foog naa ne nag government dañu war a nekk ñu nga xam ne dañoo serious ñu yërëm Gambien si ak tamit ñu def lu nga xam ne mooy dimbale Gambien si pour ñu aar seen boppa si wàllum teachers yi nag dafa nekk lu nga xam ne dafa important torop because luñ nekk di wax fii mooy doo mun a am xale yi nga xam ne dañoo mun seen jànga bi su fekkee ne teachers yi ñu war a dimbale pour ñu dimbale xale yi ñooñu nguur gi nekkul di leen doole te lii dafa daw yaram torop waxtu bu nekk dañ ne dégg ne teachers yi ñu ne dañoo dem si down strike teachers yi ñu ne duñ jàngale xale yi teachers yi ñu ne dañ bëgg a nguur gi pour ñu gestu leen waaye dafa daw yaram torop nguur gi it seems like they don't even care about the teachers. Nekkuñ di leen gestu nekkuñ di leen jox gër yi nga xam ne mooy tax pour képp ku nga xam ne yaa ngi si fiil bi di yàppale xale yi di jàngal xale pour nga des foofu noonu because dañ jàngal ne soo demee si bitim réew ak suñ dëkkandoor yi fii sa Sénégal seen dëkk dafa nekk dëkk bu nga xam ne teachers yi they are well paid dañ leen dee jox xaalis bu nga xam ne wala dañ leen dee fay bu nga xam ne jaranda gaay sax duñ jóge si teaching field bi ñu bëri ñu nga xam ne ñu ngi liggéey si yeneen liggéeykaay dañ dee envy gaay te dañ dee bugga ne ñu bàyyi liggéey lu ñoo def ñu dem ñu join si teaching field bi yi wax nga ko fii nga ne Angleterre ak America ak other countries yi yëpp teachers yi they are well paid waaye Gambie nag dafa daw yaram daw ñu nga xam ne ñoo nekk si université bi ñu ngi jàng ñëw pour dimbale seen waa réew mi dañ fa dee nekk si teaching field bi rek because of yërmande ne ñi ay suñu raka leen ñi ay suñu xale leen nekkuñu defaral lii nguur gi waaye ñu foo defar pour suñu waa réew mi pour dimbale suñu xale yi nga xam ne ñoo nekk di ñëw because xale yooyu noonu ñoo nekk ñu nga xam ne ñooy nekk kilifa ëllëg te kilifa ëllëg yi nag ñun ñoo war a dimbale gaay pour ñu nekk ñu nga xam ne dañoo baax pour ñu nekk ñu nga xam ne seen xam-xam yi dafa baax tamit pour ñu nekk ñu nga xam ne ëllëg suñu leen joxee dëkk bi dañoo dimbale dëkk bi dañoo dimbale waa dëkk bi tamit so foog naa ne lii dafa nekk lu nga xam ne dafa important loolu moo tax UDP as a political party buñ toogee ñu seet affaire si ñu seet mbir bi ba mu baax ñu ne ñun lan lañ war a def pour teachers yi ñu motivate leen pour teachers yi ñu dooleel leen pour teachers yi ñu dimbale leen nga gis teachers yi tamit dañoo jël lii as a carrière ne nekkuñ fi rek di dimbale suñ bopp rek just part time liggéey waaye dañ faa nekk ñu nga xam ne like dafaa nekk permanent job dafaa nekk seen carrière ne lii lañ bugg a doon te lii la ñoo doon te si lii la ñoo yëngu waaye dafa daw yaram trop man si ñi nga xam ne suma ay xarit leen ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi woon Gambia College jógee Gambia College ñëw si University of the Gambia ñu bëri soo la laajtee du tax nga nekk si teaching field bi dañ la dee wan ne pour ma mun a am lu nga xam ne mooy nekk pass bi rek pour ñëw université pour attend suma lectures kon loolu dafa nekk lu nga xam ne dafa doy waar trop te dafa daw yaram because ñii dañ nekk si lu nga xam ne gëmuñ ko te dañ nekk si lu nga xam ne te ñoom si seen xalaat mooy suñ nekkee si lii mënuñoo jëndal suñ boppa kër mënuñoo jëndal suñ boppa moto mënuñoo fay luwaas te mënuñoo jox suñ xale loñ tamit mënuñoo dimbale suñ famille te ndaw bu nekk sa moo dee nekk ne man dégg-dégg dama bugg a dimbale suma famille dimbale suma boppa am suma account at least lu munta ndaw weer bu nekk ma dee am lu ma dugal si suma account waaye loolu nekkul si teaching field bi dafa saa trop teacher suñ la waxee luñ dee fay gaay ak ñoom trop luñ dee def te teaching dafa nekk lu nga xam ne
it's a noble profession
it's a noble job because am man gisuma liggéey bu nga xam ne moo gën a set mu gën a baax mu gën a am barke daan teaching kon nag nguur gi war nañu sentu teachers yi trop ñu dimbale teachers yi ay ndaw yi nga xam ne dañ bugg a jàppale réew mi bugg a jàppale suñ waa réew mi waaye soo gisee ñu am too many brain drain it's simply because our government to be honest they don't care about the Gambians particularly their young people there is no plan there is no future and like ku nekk daf dee bugg a génn dëkk bi in search of greener pasture man tey ak keneen suma xarit yu bëri ñu ngi fa gëm naa ne soo gisee ñuy dem bitim réew because gisuñ fi dara lu nga xam ne dafa promising gisuñ fi dara lu nga xam ne dafa dimbale gaay luñ dee wax rek mooy dëkk bi moom kay ku am opportunité rek génnal rek nga dem develop sa boppa soo ñooñu suñ demee develop seen boppa even soo buggee ñëw fii pour nga liggéey ak nguur gi nga dimbale sa dëkk bi dañ la dee profile ne kii moom UDP la ne kii moom GDC la kii moom lii la te dëkk bi nag lu ñu war a def mooy irrespective of despite dañ am differences we belong to different political party waaye foog ñu collaborate ñu jàppalante always sometimes ñu dee dialogue for the betterment of our country waaye lii dafa nekk lu nga xam ne dafa ñaaw torop nga am nguur bu nga xam ne like majority bi laak na torop nguur bu nga xam ne amuñ benn sense of direction sew seeni lii dafa saa torop man dama laajte gaay ma ne gaay Gambia lan mooy suñu foreign policy kenn mënu ma koo wax ma ne gaay ne I need that document because
waaye fulus xaaral ma dimbale la foofu dem si yàlla Badara Diouf si retreat bi wax na ne government bi amul foreign policy di
yaa
ngi remember loolu
maa ngi remember loolu dafa saat torop Gambia amul foreign policy amul benn modèle yow soo génnee nga meet sa fellow youths of other African countries like you are talking about issues concerning about your country and the globe at large you know like some of the things about your country doo dee mun a wax dara dafa daw yaram torop so foog naa ne like ñun dafa important right now pour ñu identify a path because ma lu ma dee wax gaay mooy Gambia bu leen wax ne ñun nekkuñ ci dem ku gis yoon moo dee dem waaye ñun amanguñ yoon sax ñun gis ne lii mooy yoon bu nga xam ne loolu la ñoo jël waaw balaa ngaa dem da nga dee am yoon booy jël waaye amuloo benn yoon amuloo yoon bi fan la tool yow doo mën a dem so foog ñu identify ne yoon bi lañ bugg a jël ñu serious si loolu noonu ñu dimbalante so teachers yi daal UDP lu ñu wax mooy ñun dañoo nekk di liggéey ak teachers yi te dañoo make sure tamit seen fay bu mu nekk fay bu nga xam ne dafa nekk fay bu baax ba pare seen condition bi tam dafa nekk lu nga xam ne dafa baax pour nga gis ne like naka la ñu naxee yeneen ndaw yi ñu nga xam ne ñu ngi si yeneen field si pour ñu ñëw ñu dugg si teaching field bi ñu dimbale xale yi ñu dimbale réew mi because xale yi noonu ñoo ñëw nekk doctors ñoo ñëw nekk ay ministers ñoo ñëw nekk président vice président and so on so xale yooyu noonu soo leen dimbalutee kon sa dëkk bi dëgg du dem because dëkk bu nga xam ne amul ñu nga xam ne dañ am
moo tax Gambie am baxal moo tax ñu am baxal government kañ
baxal cabinet
baxal cabinet jërëjëf Fulu sa waxtaan bi waaw am na solo trop maa ngi laa gërëm bu baax a baax di gërëmaale Kémo Bojang ak Haji Suwane ak Jaray Fayanka even though mënut ko make maybe moom tamit am na maybe Dr. Lamin Mane as well moom tamit he was supposed to be here but I'm sure I have got 2 comments. I will read that. I will share that with you people. One of them is a critic of UDP, but this is a democratic platform. Even if you criticize UDP, we'll read your comment. Well, there's a message from Gambia. The person is a regular listener for UDP online Bantaba, but is not a supporter of UDP and is a big critic of United Democratic Party. But I always read the individual's message because we are a transparent party. So buga rule Gambia, you have to be transparent. Ñun nekun parti bu lendem comme NPP, even though Barrow bugut lendem, why mom defa lendem. The other one is a positive comment. Okay, I start with the positive. Somebody said, Sehu, this is one of the best programs that you've hosted on UDP Online Bantaba, and I would like you to continue hosting this sort of programs, bringing this young, sharp UDP-minded Gambians to come and share our policy with the Gambian people. This is really a great stride in civic education. This is a listener in Gambia, but the people who send me private messages, I don't read your names because it's private. If you want me to read your name, just let me in the message. But if you send me a message privately, I always do due diligence not to share your message. If you want, you can write it on the comment section. So that's a positive. And I think we'll better back. Like I mean, for the program, one of the program, Kumalting, I mentioned Bantawa, ako UDP Masala, and funding goal is the Melhakilo Watabake. Ako nyandakela continuation kuleta Canada B. Ako nkari funding goal sa mananjam purika policy for Gambia. And definitely for earlier, the person who's listening to us, this person who texted us from Gambia, comment is noted. We will have this. I will talk to Haji after the show. We should have a monthly program here, and then we'll bring our women, our ladies as well. Today is all male dominated because Haji, Jarai Fayanka and Bintu Senghor was supposed to be part of this program, but yalo umunyomingola system buka bedea. So remember the technology for bedea be Bintu Senghor. So ateman nano, Jarai fana man nano. But in Bewokela caller, and I think a lot of people do agree, this is a very productive. Myself, I really value this program and really enjoy it. Yes, Gambia will need a sensationalism. You see a lot of people watch the show, but we need to talk about policies. People try to not to be interested. That we have to change our mentalities. Yesterday I was in current affairs.
That's too sad,
yeah, it's very sad. I was in current affairs, so 600 and something people were watching this program. A total of 650 something people on the computer, because I was talking about sensational issues about Barrow, blah, blah, blah. But today we are talking about a very good policy of UDP. On the computer, I'm seeing 188 people. It didn't even reach both on YouTube and Facebook. That's poor. That number is very poor. It's because, and this is normal. In any platform you go, people are talking about policy issues. Gambians are not interested. I think we have a long way to go. People are more interested in drama, dramatizing issues. Then everybody will come and listen. And this is how, is it not why our country where we are where we are at the moment? It's because of we need to change. Policy issues are very important. This is what transformed countries. But and this has started even 2021 when Ninga Oli Dibawada Samananjani Uncle Larry Sise to talk about policy. The numbers are normally 200, 300 people who watch. But when Sehu Sedili is doing a current affairs, so talking about news from Gambia, Baroko Teng, State House, everybody will tune in. And sometimes I can put my head around it. But that's dollar level all about nyama. Wala nani mo Facebook live kebe mo nendiro kala. You see they go 900 people watching because we are all drama people. I hope our levels will change because this is one of the best programs UDP online Bantaba on policy issues. But it doesn't matter the number. We will carry on with this program. Even if 50 people watch us, we will do these programs here. We will try to make this regular program on Bantaba. I will talk to Haji. Monthly, we'll bring the likes of Folush and Kemo Bojang and all these smart young people in the party. Mamoudou Sabali at some point will bring him on board. All these people, Meli Alonso, the party economy, based on to talk about policy issues. We can't just be talking about current affairs. Yes, the current affairs shows we run because we need to scrutinize the government. So, but the negative comment, and I think this will be where I will pass the mic to Haji to answer that question, and then we can open the lines. There is I don't know whether this individual is NPP supporter, but a big critic of UDP, I know. Sehu, your program is good, and I'm listening to all these fanciful ideas coming from your colleagues, your comrades in the party. But I cannot trust UDP because UDP was part of this coalition government. Key members were in government. None of these policies were propagated. Your party leader was even vice president at the time. He was also foreign minister, and he had a lot of influence in the government. But none of these policies that you are talking about here were brought before Gambians. How would I trust UDP implementing these ideas? This is a critic of UDP government, party. He's laid this question, Haji. Ako barenga fumandika kamala mel mamandika kamo mole be nyinin karo la temon ka UDP support. Ako be nyim kuma dimal men be fokan jam. Atebe lala no nyari be ko UDP be nyin kala bawo UDP palasi kuma le marano coalition government. Na nyaton ko men kala His Excellency la Dabo Fonkera Vice President oti akata foreign minister ti UDP Alpha Bal ye place kuma le sodoni ideal ngamen fo UDP mo samanang man sekunda kono. So atebe lala nyadi le ko UDP be nyin kala ni UDP man sekunda nata. So this is a democratic platform. Even if you criticize UDP, I will read the message. I, for one, I don't know other posts, but I will read the message because this is what democracy is all about. We need to be challenged as a party. We can't just be talking about positive things. We have to even listen to our critics as a political party. So Haji, you're passing individual me alunga Gambia and question on yininka.
Yeah, Seku, thank you very much. But I think Janinka Rundiamo kono follow. Yet lado ma me alonko is very, very important. Mingeta policy matters. Yaje lang kami nonu, comment sometimes mini ben tarrendikang has a nation. Atu masakunda yaja akana nibukela moya ala ferola ala hamikuola ala tarambulola nibuka wala moy wo masakunda iteta konti bondi nola wala niba konti bonda fala ba konti bonda based on atla ham moment wado mena masakunda nyininkang anin ite ba konti bondi kam menna wol ma nyota para kakanya dolo mintu ko because bankulo bukela moy politician la based on policy and then ideas on program. Ikela mo nyola kumeka fanya mena dron ngana dron ngabo today there's a scandalous thing happened in Gambia.
Yeah, drama. We like drama.
Breaking news. We saying that was like that, but was like that. So you see thousands hanging up, or they want you to come and just be radical, just say something, blah 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 blah. So you have the people hanging on, come and see. Hey, but it cannot be realistic in terms of government. No. So dunia katanya mena bi bangkol meni along wolel developta. It can develop munela. It can nyola moy na ferolu na hamekulu na tarambulo lina tama sakunda. Wol kan nyola moy wolela. Isaje ning woman sakunda na ta sorota. It is a lonno yes. Ning ay nyine landinum feroti akabe tamala. Nakabe silobulala. You can easily hold the person accountable or the government accountable because yalo no already I mune for yenu janakana I mune safenu janakana because sometimes politicians can memfo anika menke muna eka nyo contradict because nkatana banku jon la legulo to eka lafika memmoyi mfana kata ka wole foye because nkalafi ka banko sambanya menna itelman lafi wala moyla so lata mo itulo dia so politicians can more discipline so UDP is different as far as the UDP as a party is concerned mukalafi ka diamu ka moltulo dia da man no but we look at the situational analysis of the current condition of Banco Bento, then we come up with a solution to that problem. And the more Banco Bento, the more because if there's no accountability, there will be no development. I can tell you that. If there's no accountability, there will be no meaningful development. And there cannot be an accurate accountability. So means the but you don't know why you gave it to me. You understand? But simply like Haji or you like Sebu. So to come to the texter, I don't think he's a critic. The text helped me a lot. This is what we should encourage. I will not call him a critic. He's doing what is responsible as far as I am concerned. A party like UDP is holding President Barrow accountable, and Barrow because he doesn't want to be held accountable. So UDP is different. We want to be held accountable. We want to have constructive criticism. So this is constructive. UDP, they were in the government, but at this policy can so I can redirect this question to what you are just raising as a concern. And UDP policy, policy and the UDP policy, well, they are quite different. So UDP was in a coalition government under the leadership of Adama Barrow. So the coalition came with transformative agenda based on what? It reforms towards na lualu kafalindiro ke na mansakunda dogula dajikola kafalindiro ke na mansakunda tanko bunda mengira security security kafalindiro wale coalition onati. That was not a UDP government but a coalition government. So this other policy is purely a UDP party's policy if they come to government so there are two different things Bangulu can understand. Nindel Nata has a party, Nindata in government, and it has a coalition where 7 political parties, Party Warula, Ule Nyotraji, an independent candidate, Ule Kapran Makawoda, Ule Mendaraka, Landi, Betaman, the UDP cannot dictate that. No matter what type of friendship the Barrow government and the UDP leadership in that government have, they cannot dictate that. They cannot do that. They cannot do that. They can only push for the agenda. And then, Mbafala the critic the text side. I will not call him a critic. I'll tell the texter that UDP has delivered in that government. And I have my reasons. Number one, not in a foreign sector GB by then. And then the economic part GB by then. Then you're in the local government part GB by then, where you have the UDP occupying. UDP being occupy. That is the foreign. The foreign, and then the finance, and also the local government. So bring another wrong because the government came with reform. First, I will start with the local government. Masakunda ringolu na joko niya je banku dun bebe baro to ya je metu milanun ko amanga, but he was using the local government to abuse the powers vested on them. Ka sembo nyinta ka lana tambindi. Abe alkalo use la abe fenko use la me alon ko manya na ke data na banku la tamandi ko la konna la me alon ko manke la aerial. So UDP la members of member njotumo they joined the Barrow government, that's the coalition government, to influence, to stop the alcalos, for example, the alcalos, not to even participate in politics, because if a mobile and they belong to different sectors. So that was a campaign for Barrow, and this was an agenda pushed by the UDP too, and it's an area Barrow Masakuna. So you look at even land commission near Kenuwafu Kunya Akamenke. So UDP, Barrow Yafole, according Makalo la Kenuwafi, Imanya Commission Taji. But when the UDP minister who was there on the UDP ticket, they change him and put him at agriculture. So you go to the foreign level. The foreign minister by then is Usain Dabo. Usain Dabo, how many broken relationships Alana I mean fix at that foreign office?
I'm moving back to the Commonwealth. Yeah. Okay,
I'm going back to the Commonwealth. Back to the international criminal the ICC International Criminal Court. I'm Murundi Jefana. So I'm he refixed the one China policy And I will tell what China policy member fanatics. He brought back accountable opportunities for the Gambian and Gambia in general. What mean to go? A lot of Gambians has benefited exclusive from the China government. You understand? Amanda allow steps of na hospital na health sector. He gave a lot of improvement. China gave a lot of support to the health sector. Amanda infrastructure. China gave massive support to our infrastructure, including roads, building the conference center. They gave all the support. It was based on what?
The bus roads.
The bus roads, the bridges. You understand? It was because of fixing back that relationship that was broke by Yaya Jammeh to go and then be in support of the or against the one China policy. Well, until Mr. Opportunity, but we get those gains back. So you come to the economy. When Barrow was coming as the coalition government, that's the finance I'm coming. So the finance minister is Amadou Sane. Amadou Sane is UDP. You understand? He was UDP. Then when he was in finance, that finance department, in partnership with the foreign office, coming according to Barrow for a Memphis. The collaboration of Nimmo Fulu, la Kafunyomo, the donor conference in Belgium attracted 1.7 million euros. You understand?
The NDP.
The NDP. They developed the NDP. I'm not saying this, it is Barrow. That donor conference attracted, but based on the efforts of who? Usienu Dabo and Amadou Sane. He said this at the airport. I could recall it is around 5:30 or 5:55 p.m. in the evening when he arrived at the airport. This is how he said. He said, Minister Tentulambe Jaila, wala kada Usain Dabo de an Amadou Sane, itela nying NDP sudo nintulo ke kanying NDP dada ya wafi fana asanta. So o NDP ameng attract ako hani nyang kumul balu na meyalo ko nata jam. So I understand. But it was based on reasons, evident reason dalilo la na o NDP nying a successful da muna wotuna abokon la to have a new law that will be controlling our financial system. Abokon la to have vehicle policy. To avoid inefficiencies, you understand? Mismanagement of public funds, mismanagement of public resources, including our vehicles and other stuffs. So, ni vehicle policy nati. I mean, the law to call Masakunda Dokulalu, Masakunda Moto de Karaka Free. Abekala mento mento ko. Abedila Masakunda Dokula based on if I want to come, but Masakunda Fanasi, some percentage ta, Esaji Kamodo Sankadi complete, but nothing at a phone lemu, ala filo beke phone. So that will bring like a management towards that property. Because I among Masakunda it found time, nothing at the phone Niman Dogola is Dogola. That will make everybody serious on whatsoever thing that is with you. Because if on time. But what happened? That policy was brushed under the carpet simply because Molbeni o Masakunda Kola Iko, Ning Amasano policy tambindi, no kind of policy, member Barrow will lose support. You understand? Because it will haunt a lot of people, it will harm a lot of people. So Modola feeding Bewo Fenkolekang, just to go and over exhaust something, me along Kamanke Tati, put your fendo sotoje. Yaf Moto Tiatale, Yasama Garasoto. Astara Motoya Darani Kimela, Yafo Kemesabalum, Kemefulo Wajung for a Posokolo. So these are the kind of things I'm left to stop no. That would have saved almost $300 million for the government.
Yeah.
How many people empower Noja? The sectors, like let's say health, agriculture, education, and then you name them. Was it to know that was how UDP was trying to operate that government. But due to some people's selfish interests, Imansong or policy letambi. You look at UDP government, UDP members of their efforts to have an expansion towards our ports. Amadou Sane again try all what he can to have port expansion, because without ports we will not have the economy that we need. Is because of importation. So now importing but we don't have the seaport. Me along you can accommodate this recent comment in dunia la nying jaman labang kunulu is sembenoje. Abe mfonda monela wala mi to kunulu be janda par le beta na neighboring Senegal na neighboring banko leka. So wo katabali anying masakunda mamendi amadlo idea la atuna Senegal benefited from that how many billion port expansion you mentioned this new ports project. So beyond that Senegal Gambia goods majority of them is coming through Senegal and be transited back to Gambia. You understand? So we are losing jobs from our driver's side because ning trokolu many are calling bagaso ta poroto ke saman to other destinations na to bagasu kana Senegal le sa mun be kelaje wala Senegal driver le bagasu tala car transport to Gambia. So we losing not only economy revenue, but we are also losing jobs. So these were the type of things the UDP members in that government we are trying to avoid, so that we can have a government that will be responsive to the needs and aspirations of the people. So if it's not Wolman perform, and these policies were not there, these policies, I can tell him that these policies are not coalition government policies. These policies we are talking about is UDP as a political party, has a sole political party. So the coalition government have their different policies. UDP have the members we are having there. They work on them. I can also call when even this man Laminda Mudiba came to agriculture, and then Amadou Sane and Usenda when they flew to France, they have 50 million euro rice irrigation or irrigation project for the Gambia. So, but where does that project end? You go to URNC, even the pumping machine they took there, this government, it is just next to nothing. So, UDP man perform when they are in Barrow government, I don't think they were definitely, or they are honest to themselves. Because Nathan Bango move forward. We should not hold individually. If we should hold them individually accountable, I can tell you, the UDP members, they have delivered 90% of what is expected from them. But collectively, you cannot have it alone. We have to collectively join together to ensure that our efforts now as in a more realistic way. So this is what I have with you. UDP is different.
Yeah, texting in message jabile succinctly well. I think he have adequately covered. The only thing I meant Kafulaje, Amadou Sanela economic policy also. Maybe follows you're trying to join, but a connection or check. It's not you're not coming with your devices are not connected. That's what the computer is telling me. So you're not. I don't know. You need to. There's something wrong with your connection as well. It's not letting you join with your connection. I can't add you onto the screen because it's saying that the device is not connected fully. So, but Ninata, well, I will add you to the broadcast room. Amadou Sane reduce our budget deficit. The first budget, I think, of our budget of 75% budget deficit. That is historic in Gambia, unprecedented. On Amadou Sane, Mano was zero rated. The duty on Mano was zero rated. The civil servant, the first increment on their allowances, very poor travel allowances, and he increased it. He made increment in their transport allowance. So, yes, Yemen Bevo, in addition, the UDP government in their respective ministries outperformed for Gambia. At the UDP official was not in charge of education. Yes, government is collective responsibility, but this was a coalition government. UDP cannot stamp its authority on policies alone. You can suggest this in the cabinet, but the onus is on the Minister of Education to see whether he or she would buy into those ideas. So to put an indictment on UDP, I think that's very unfair. The person, if you are listening, judge UDP on the merit of Namul, how they perform in their respective ministries. Then you can engage Kafoko or the new UDP man. But if UDP man was not the interior minister, just because coalition government would then secondality, I am seeing a lot of comments here, and you have to separate the wheat from the chaff. Coalition government. Look, let me give you a typical example. Before here in the UK, we had a coalition government. The Conservatives and the Liberal Democrats went in the coalition government. What happened? The Lib Dems, they had the ideas in their manifesto to help the students here, to reduce the student fees and all that, but they could not implement it. In fact, that's why they performed badly in the subsequent elections, because then Namansa Kundalo and the coalition Conservatives were the senior partners of the coalition. So they could not even meet. Nini Muluden, the one that is the downside of coalition government. It's a plan sort of barita akivlano. I think you can judge us. For Gambians to judge us, ni UDP like NPP government in Gambia right now. Equal election winner, which I don't believe. The election is so saying, put this to NPP, because they have no excuses now. This is not a coalition government. So Gambians will judge their performance, but to judge UDP, on the basis of a coalition government. And Molgamaga mistake over, yes, Lawyer Dabo was vice president, but he wasn't the president. The president got the final say. You know, he is the head of state. He's the head of state. So I think we can move on. Bubakar follows Niata Lafita Fenkafola Nyinto. This person, I think we've heard from Haji. But Nifana Lafita Fenkafola, I'll give you that opportunity to do so, because I think you wanted to interject. But you're muted. Haji is also muted. So all my panelists are muted.
Yeah. So I did that because I know I like to be called before I make noise.
Okay, that's fine. So Abubakar Fulus, are you hearing me? Or you're having connection issues right now? I can see him on Abijele, but okay, we can move on. So right now, unless the Fulus or Alpha Diamala, then fine. Call us all. Maybe Nal say call Keno. Alpha Nayala Ninin Karoke. Momo have to contribute like comment or a question. The line is open on Bantaba. At least maybe 3 or 4 callers because it's right now 9:01 in the Gambia, 9:01 in the UK, and 10:01 in mainland Europe. So may line only you want to call in and have your say, comment. Well, I'll have to have you in color question or you can do so. So I'll kind of more opportunity dialogue because you banku be kachality. So if anybody would like to call in right now, please you can do so. Then we'll let Haji do the wrapping up about follows Bukamoy right now. So Haji will conclude Sarodi. But then, like I said, we will have these programs, monthly programs here. Ning Haji Bekari Kachala, ideally, Ayala Panelo Gada. The next one, I think we will dedicate it to the youth policy of the UDP government. And then moving on, we can have Dr. Lamin Mane. Sorry, I forgot to read that. Dr. Lamin Mane, who is the Assistant Senior Administrative Secretary, External UDP External Affairs. I comment Keleko ala network better, but he's following the program, so I'm joining. Thank you so much, Dr. Mane. We appreciate your comment. I saw that earlier. I was going to reference it, but I forgot. So I think Mr. Mane has just joined me. In fact, I think he's on. I hope I think he's on. Whether he can hear me. Dr. Mane,
yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Dr. Mane, Bismillah. We are at the tail end of this program, but thank you for joining. So if I Bismillah Kachato, Niatra, you'll have to come follow. Kachan, you have a program of follow. Welcome.
Yes, I was. Follow here.
Yeah, you can go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I think you were having very good and interesting discussions. I was following. I couldn't join, but I was following. And I think the points are very valid and very well taken. Particularly, I was listening to the contributions also towards this tail end of the people who were saying that they don't trust UDP because they're part of the coalition, etc. And I think the points made by Haji and Fulus were very, very valid because we want to reach out to everybody, whether in the party or not. But also, we need people to come in as well. It's very important to criticize the party because that's the only way to help develop and see where the flaws could be and fine-tune our policies and programs. But also, equally important is for people to come on board and contribute as well. Don't just stay out and criticize. Criticism is extremely important, but come on. Come on board. Just like those who are coming in and doing what it takes, because this is a collective effort. So the criticisms are very welcome. And in the UDP, we welcome that. If you trust yourself, if you trust your commitment, if you trust your competence, you are not afraid of criticism. You welcome it because that's the only way to enhance yourself. But also what we would want and be part of the change. Don't watch it from afar. Come in and contribute. Whatever contribution one can make, the country is at a very critical stage. And we need everybody on board. all the discussions about education, these are extremely important points.
Yeah.
We will not develop this country if we do not develop our human capacity.
Absolutely.
And the human capacity is at the educational level.
Yeah.
Our biggest asset is our human capacity.
Yeah.
And we see a lot of challenges at that level. How do we turn that around? How do we capacitate the youth? How do we capacitate the teachers to provide that proper education for the young folks? Because as you all have been saying, the teachers, people are running away from the teaching profession. Yet this is such a noble profession. I remember in my school days, the teachers who motivated me, who mentored me, who made me love certain things. I just want to say, at one point, for example, I was about to drop French. And we had this gentleman, Crispin Gray Johnson, who came on at Gambia High School and just turned it around for us. We loved French, and I continued in French, and I ended up studying in France, all because of one teacher.
Motivated you.
To show the importance of a teacher in shaping our future, in shaping a kid's future, in shaping the future of a country. So we need to motivate those people. And when we do that, we develop our human capacity, everything else is possible. I think it was Haji who was saying, you won't have good teachers, you won't have good agriculturalists, you won't have good nurses or doctors if you don't have good teachers to teach them.
Absolutely. He said that,
That is the critical contribution of education to the development of our country. So we need to capacitate this field. And I think the other point I think that's important to make is, once we do that, how do we retain them? Because the salaries are important. The increment has to be gradual. But there are other things that come on top of the salaries. The benefits.
The benefits.
You can have, for example, health contributions. If we are talking of putting together a health insurance policy. You put together a health insurance policy, for example, and you provided health insurance to the Gambians at large and the teachers in particular. You encourage them to stay. You put together loan schemes. You put together banks that will enhance the capacity of those people through loans. Soft loans, where the state can subsidize the interest rate. So this will be almost interest-free loans to help those teachers. Somebody in the discussion said some of these teachers will go to the end of their careers and they wouldn't even be able to buy a house. Right? I mean, nobody wants to do that. So if you can provide those kind of incentives, not just for the teachers, but for the general public and the civil servants, etc., to be able to get interest-free loans or subsidized interest rates so that they can buy property. You imagine the knock-on effect of that. If you can have so many people buying property, you will have real estate booming. And that has knock-on effects everywhere. You will create jobs for people in that sector. You will be able to empower the youth who are going to go to GTT and other places to study construction because there is a market booming. You will be able to do so many other things. These things, and that is what we're trying to do at the UDP. Having a holistic program where everything is interrelated, because there are so many things which are emergencies and urgencies. But we have to start somewhere. We go with the 5-point program, 5-point agenda rather, in which education is key and skills development. Which is why I think this program is extremely important that you're doing this, and this should probably be one of a series.
We would
to discuss education.
Yes.
To discuss education, how do we move the education sector to another level? These teachers deserve that. Our kids deserve that. But it takes a resolute effort from government. It takes a resolute effort from everybody in this country to say, hey, we're going to take our system forward. I'll give you one final point before I stop. I was in Tunisia working for the African Development Bank. In Tunisia, the government was putting 52% of the budget in education.
That's massive.
52%. 52% under Habib Bourguiba. Today, Tunisia is exporting doctors all over the world. When South Africa became a multi-party democracy with Mandela, etc., and they were short of South Africa, Tunisia was exporting doctors to South Africa. There are many, many clinics in Tunis, private clinics, which are run by Tunisians, and you have people coming from Europe for medical tourism to Tunis.
Yeah.
You have extremely competent people in the agricultural sector. They turned that country from a desert country to a green country where they do not import food. You imagine the Gambia, with the River Gambia, with our fertile lands, what we can do with proper education, proper training. Our mixed farming centers are dead. There are so many other things which are dying because there isn't enough capacitation of people. Education can change all of that around. So we should give this sector a considerable priority in the country. Agriculture, at least 10% because of the Maputo agreement that we signed to. Education and health and skills development. Let's start with those and we make a difference. But I think education is the foundation which will underpin all of those developments, because if you do not have human capacity, you wouldn't do any of those things. So thank you for this discussion.
Thank you, Dr. Mani. That's really appreciated. Thank you for adding meat to bones on this very important discussion. You've already added great momentum talking about the importance of human resource development, obviously. I know we're mainly doing this in the local languages, but it's also important, like Dr. came in and spoke in English, maybe for people probably who may not understand Mandinka and other languages. So when I go back to Doctor, he will try to summarize this in Mandinka if he could. But he has actually summarized this well.
Sure.
He's definitely underpin certain core policies of the UDP. Obviously we know education, health, and all that. These are the main drivers if you want to realize or actualize economic development and underpin serious economic growth. These things are important. Education sector needs to be looked at. It needs to be restructured, and he has actually summarized things well that, since this program started, what Haji said, what Kemo Bojan said, and Abubakar Furu's journey. So this is UDP. We have great talents in this party. Wallahi, if Gambia no left the UDP, they will see a lot of improvement. There are a pool of talents in UDP, mashallah. And I think the onus is on Gambian voters to try, make sure the UDP Mansekuna Sindi, so that we can see what UDP can do. Because we cannot implement these things when we are in the opposition. It's impossible. We are not presiding over the country. A lot of taxes, a lot of presiding over this $1.2 billion economy of the Gambia. But right now, we're going to conclude this. Like Doctor said, this is going to be an ongoing discussion here. We will be doing these programs here. Next time we will pick another policy. Today in education, but we pick up another. We'll bring all this Hakile Malu, UDP, and I told member program of Njibeka. Karaoke. It's your segment right now. The line is open. If you have any questions for Dr. Mane or Fulus Drame or Haji, Fulus connection is having issues, I can't bring you to the screen. It's saying the device is not connected. That's what the computer is telling me. So you're having some issues there. But Haji is here, Dr. Mane is here. So saying call us all karaoke. What we will do is we'll just conclude, wrap up the show. So that Nata Haji, you've heard what Dr. Mane said, right? Haji been muted. I think Fulus is back. Fulus is
Yeah, nga connection issue I don't know.
Yeah, I come to Kemo Bojane Wala.
I know.
Wala connection, but you are back. So yeah, Dr. They are more moile. So your conclusion, okay? And I will. Oh, he's gone. We've lost him. So is it Haji? We've lost Haji. Abubakar Ngame ito bijala still, right? We've lost Haji.
Yeah, I'm beginning still.
Yeah, so it's just a Saro direct, then after Mida Haji and then Doctor can wrap up.
I know abaraka bake se Hussein Didi ani lamar labe dawda jandin kana du kasarodi lafal na keba ani nanyancho memu Dr. Maneti ni mu multi me aloka kanto inspire bakele and aka mentole, and we are learning a lot from people like him. Wallahi ni gambe no yalo kullo membe UDP aning harabani sifa membe UDP ani londo membe UDP aning hamo membe UDP. Wallahi they will never ever allow anybody to come closer to the UDP. Because party yo lembe alon kay Gambia leje, and the party started as a revolutionary party. Party yo hani sabe continue kam men wala muko kaje ko hanaba dingol ye fonsoro UDP ye fonsoro banko e finti mo be finti mo kana marginalize mo kana mo discriminate mo be ye la nyancho so ko men nyanta ka so nyame bolwo ke mo be be fuwar ya kono fanko e na banko mo le free wokuma yata ba ko kono. So wala tin dante dal I'm appealing to each and every Gambian. This is a political party me alon ko ye Gambia la soro ar ye Gambia la ci ar ye lafa Gambia la bondi la al opportunity din la dora sinya kile nka même fale ning aron ko we are not going to implement them or put them into practice al sa la cartel tano wala len bondi no je bare lafa mena doro al opportunity di mon la doro sinya kile ko UDP almeta diamolal UDP almeta carte nyino lambulla UDP almeta opposition yala say banko fere dim badi lalla al fana sanyi lulu killing wala da mala diyalla pour aller banko tamani nimma tamani no ngafen fale alim bondi ye ale do fana nat banko ka ta wala nyam wo kam mala lamo labe dawoda memo be kontonna mbal tentula mbal jeyila mbal ni barala alla lamal ko nyimmal ninga fem fo jamme yalo ko kasilem wala bulata mole da alalon ko da lo mun na harbadi yani jonde mistake kolte ani miralo ninga fem fana me yalo ko bedata wo mu arala mako rolti woto be mo be tentula mba fulale ko gambeno be dadan to be one people that we are one family, we are one brothers and sisters. As a result, alinkana nyoja as rivals, alga nyoja as opponents. It's important nga ko all the political parties nga membe sotoja mbela hamo ko menti wala ko ka banko nyi fintindi ka banko nyi makoy. What is important for always ngani dialogue, political tolerance, maturity nyi all display always. Nyo nangol ni nyo kaja folu wale ke kuti me yalon ko mbol bondi na ko kono le nkali debate based on our politics na principle lolu na policy na programs lolu be makwela se o sedi yele afo janne ko ning arano ga issue lan menen ko current issue lan mobe everybody wants to hear from him, but when you are discussing about policies, it's very sad because Gambians don't want to know the policies and the programs of a particular political party. Then it have a judgment okay no la nyadi. These are the things that you need to know and understand. So the baro na ko UDP ye munesoto GDC ye munesoto or political parties ye munesoto e bole tenten ya balance ya jiko this is the right party for the Gambia. But we are blindly following political parties based on what they are saying. So we don't have to be gullible, and we don't have to be people we are going to be easily deceivable. We should definitely avoid that. So I think a policy lamoy nga policy karang nga lamoy molda ni me yalo ko kana ka policy karang ali a challenge. If you have any question, you just come on board. You debate about those things. If I misconceptional men fallacy men you will be able to eradicate all those misconceptions. That each and every political party ndol bela nyantolem pour nge bela policy long la program sol don nkali debate on those issues rather than ka diam kulla men yalo ko sirin sama nyona wala ñu kaja fo ngam nyanta ka nafata wala saying. So memo be hakadani la wala memo be fana encourage la pour always nanata janga fu janan tol fana we are always available Mr. Sedili whenever you need us pour to talk about issues concerning about our party and the Gambia, especially in the policy, we are already available. So same contact no dorongana janimba ko dingole kacha aw kama nambal tentu lambal jera annal bade mara Abubakar Flus Drame, the first vice president national youth wing. Allah baraka. Thank you so much.
Okay, Abubakar Flus Drame, first vice president national youth wing. And thank you for being here. Like I said earlier, inshallah in program all the continent from back a month later ni hajibe formalities all kajala in terms of the arrangements but moving on UDP we've always been focusing on serious issues, and we will this there will be monthly program we will give enough notice to people, and we will be panel solvent from different disciplines. Allah colleague Baljibek and Zainab Ghani, a member of the UDP executive fundraising team, mom halis affaire halis rek ko de chahan nek zenam ganin ako al about tento la baka ako very good show, bravo to you guys. Ako she's super proud of you, the panelist. So Janin Bamurla, Mr. Mani is still here. Abubakar Fulus Haji, we've lost him, but maybe Dr. Mani is saying, yeah.
Nga modulu je me question on Yinika is a very good question.
Yeah, love it all for Yinika, Balang Dabo. What is UDP can do for what UDP can do for Arabic students, isn't it? So is that you have to answer? Yeah, go ahead.
Left to answer. Yeah, lo kame nga funya mentoro. Nde form mutali bolti. I don't form Arabic school student not. Nga keno lari kunna mbora lari kunna tara mahat. So obviously ninga na molu jibi nga je ko like imantare I consider kan wala imantare ke engage kuto me anu ko bankola yiru ko le makambala fa baken. Lundo mu lundo leti adu nga me gambe nyanta ka bo banku sifal to many anu ko like ibera plan so ni activity ba centered only on a particular formal education wala ka fuko okay be English na mare tara be Arabic bulala jet wala din nan tole men fole mu ko hanna taron ko ma Arabic imang English ke yi Arabic leke ntol fana battle be not lale on board because hanin na fenkol nying na 5-point agenda ni hakilo baka nga safi Arabic fana na kay tan Arabic school student loko mantara man sakunda barni na man sakunda Arabic school student fana loko be kala cool de me ko babula la sulu da because more than a kodo dun la kukunna for more than 12 years ay tara karangola woto ay na gifana amman fensoto adu fana amman tara consider ka so ko at least na sector to adina institution to dula all these people at least if ye londo so le me yalla ko se mako near foreign affairs GB for instance definitely they need people who yalla ko Arabic because sometimes for your model so many yalla ko be bolana arabu du yana jang yalon comme yetara pour ka hame ko link development on not jang but they need people who yalla ko fana Arabic like so ni ngara ko Arabic school student no ke consider ibaje dal ko abi stop la bakela but me men kada doro wolam ko ñu bebe tar system ko no le an bebe consider mo Arabic like ba French like bang English like bang for your skill work like bang bebe na natila kaje ko nimu be do ko ke so we will have what we call an all inclusive or all inclusive so ibaje dal ko ni waketa Mobe will have that sense of ownership and belonging. Contribute, no, it's okay, no. But when you when people are marginalized or discriminated, I did a be able at the end of the day, it perform no because marginal ko you man sulan I don't find you consider. So we can cool the mail ko UDP already na agenda to ko Arabic school student no. I make a multimedia ko be not on board. I don't tell fana as the youth of the United Democratic Party. Na activity jamal so many ko ning Arabic school student no la fakake adum dol fana kala ni wol fana watul sita alba moyla because if we can plan so reveal wala tara man si folo wala tin to fono la jam bari nga ku jamal so many ko ni wol bo do ko kala den action plan so ko abaraka baki
okay abaraka yo question senene nyamen Abubakar Fulus Drame so science ita haji yare haji ila salori la closing remarks then before let Dr. Mani conclude. Haji, Ibijele. Haji, you're on the call. You're on the broadcast. Ibijele, I can see you. And even to mute ring. So go ahead, please. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry. Mbe men kan do min ko mbe jibirlal be membe la moy kanyamba be tentulamba be jayla al satarano dauda dunia kono lambal be tentulamba be jayla anen ko deke se ko mbe tentulamba ke be jayla kan to ngani kibaro dila wat sutune ko la wat sutun nadi la wala to respondent yela hajol bebula yela program dulu cancel in do prioritize so that is definitely a big effort ya menken deleng and then is kind of like mu patio wala bankola kado community things like this ni na rong ka full prioritize le ke tamino nyato ko la rong defense do ko ka banku dol tentu ke jay kay tani mo bela ko politico community politico man na pour kan tala politico man na pour ka ko dindi nyola politico na dal pour ka to kinyola ka fellan din be nyaatu ngola membe kala jama be la intereso and wo intereso bo kal lonno ning men lafta ka wo placeol mara ni mela hamme kolu ila lafi kolu ni me landi kaytan dalla tenni kalta alta men janni ka tabu atal bul ma men be ko mi dala mo landi ba jos kadila ja men ya fonkono la because ni ngaji be kubati ning aksara bango gol mu ko hariat na sara bango kan akamenke aka banku dol fana hamle so wakati na banku dingol ka wuda ka taw banku dol to so ni nafta ka ko haria bang ila bango ka nyanta ka muneke ko mi ngafunya men na ada peginen wala min ko yuri piaje ko nyanta ka defanso ke londola bundal so la nga nyilo ko mandi kana ka diamu ka cha banku dingole ite be UDP bang ite man tra UDP be marana banko la soma ntel mun wakilale te nyini lala mun te alal mu sorlati para question dalilo le kan anisa sababol kan so sababol dum dalilo lu ko nga fintile nga wita na tella whether you like it or not din ala ko UDP marana banko la le UDP la wakilo ni la hamol kan banko si dino UDP la at any point in time so ni bi marale ite la banko la ite nyanta ka ne UDP ni hamme si falel bina kan pour ka marandela ile tani hamme si falel isaji ite fana si pour que konti bondi o konti la membe banko ni banko be na fala kam bondi blato kan sama blato to tunkun nin tunkun isaji banko sa pansu tono so it is very important so lafta ka just before ngal landro plus mara blato la jabiro la karola membe ko madraso la karola is very very important this is not only a mere policy that UDP is having plus ya fole atam madrasa la myself madraso kele and then some of na ustasolu be will their senior scholars in this country here today so bari nga joko del nga madraso nyinke wala nga arab karaw nyi menke seku you have economics in Arabic we do economics in Arabic we do science in Arabic we do we can say we do government in Arabic
geography
we do agriculture in Arabic. We do geography in Arabic. Na Arabic curriculum. What they are not even in the English sector. So you we want to connect the two because there is only one barrier. That is the language barrier in terms of written and spoken. So simune keno jang. Wala mu to ko kanyin fulo dundi nyoto ya no tano nyaadi le saji madrasa dingo France na ya hakko right soto pour ka dogo keno karam do dingo ka dogo ke damen because même projet do lo min ko kam ko YouTube be able to operate smoothly so dengaje ko these are some in dañ ko la we will not be left behind ya fam si min madrasa kan dula la ni karam ndolo mais mun ke wala min ko be mentolale there will be a mentoring and coaching system nembe ni flow tabano la keke kilmoti isaje is dogo keno because diben ka diamonde I have coaches and mentors so Lamin Mane is one of those coaches and mentors behind Haji Mojima they only heard about Haji but who are the engines so the engines are Mama Dinkuyates the Lamin Manes the Uncle Larry Cises you have a lot of, you count them so these are the type of people who are behind me I might not have the education like qualifications that people are thinking that I have it no but I have people who are very strong and they are committed in coaching me and mentoring me so that I'll be delivering the best for the public. So this is the type of people UDP want to have. They will invest in people mentally, psychologically, physically, skills-wise. So so the informal sector like the Maraso and other sectors, they will not be left behind. Whereas assured, UDP will not put something on paper. At the end of the day, you hold their government accountable. You did not see them delivering that thing. So on that note, this is a party of inclusion, diversity, and equality. So, in the motula koma, mobile ka enta patioto, man sakundato, and patiobe mobile fana treatla equally. That is going to give us sustainable development, a Gambia that we'll all be earning for. So, I thank you all for your kind and then your patience, attention you have given to this program. Thank you, Sefu.
Thank you, Haji, UDP Youth Wing President, for that brilliant conclusive remarks on reiterating the importance of policies and it both yourself and in follows. You alluded to that earlier. And what is very, very important, from the harmony, we have to, from the discussions, we have to reshape our discussions. Let it be policy focused. All right. Thank you to everybody, audience, or and thank you to the panelists. But to conclude, let me go to Dr. Mani. I am to know Anglican earlier, but maybe Dr. Mani needs to summarize in local languages for the benefit of our local listeners through all finance la kumo mo yemen for into account. I think Dr. Mani be mute. Okay, you're back now. I don't know whether he's hearing me or whether he's hearing us, but I'm on mute right now. Based on what I'm looking at in the computer, he's unmuted himself, but maybe I will come my that's a problem. Internet in the Gambia. These are some of the challenges that we are confronted with. And from Gambia. Ideally, I would like to have regular programs like this, but Gambia sometimes internet connections a lot to be desired in that country. Dr. Mani is on the call, but apparently I don't think he can hear. You can hear us now. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Aladiamo is fading away. So we'll give it some time to see.
Not only in fact, not Segu Mane.
Haji. Okay, the internet been very good with us from the beginning to now, but the tail end of this program. But Haji, Binto si sa dabo bal tonye kan sarahulo la ko. Ako sarahule kaun kana fonyin program oto kotenke. Ako atelal bamati. He's not allowing us to speak sarahule here anymore. Well,
yes, about the internet.
Okay, I'll come wherever.
Has I ever got a doctor?
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, different food allowed Sarah. Who will deal?
It will be only medical.
But yeah, me catch up sol me ya important. The wole mo nka kacha men kete kanyo so hakilola. Kanyo nene kanyo ya because nimbankola doku ambele dabije. So lafta min na wala moli kana fa batu UDP ya doku man batu kari ya doku UDP mo nekela nyim kari mo nekela ngana mbega to be mo nekela nyim banko e momo ya jibe sidin keno na kacha nyo fe nga nyo so hakilo la na tanyaro because mbela fta mo nela banko e tanyaro mbela fta mo nela sinin samon benga sinin dingolu nga kontane nyim banko la ni finta e kontane ka murna ni bi jam fa na e kontane ka taraja min si yimban ko sabanya to be nga hole hame so nin sita nga wakacha nyo fe nga nyo saba ideas nyol miro la kacha nga londo le kacha na jube sa momon be min folo la pudum ba ko sambal nyar nyam nga nyo saba wala nga nyo saba hakili ko wala nin momon nga ne min suto ani bi taman la nyami because kana sito ha comme yaro be education sembentu yana ma sembentu yana la nyaadi le be bu nekela be ko do wala min tole.
Exactly.
Ni ko do soto ba taman la nyaadile anun to hamo muneti because UDP wala ninja ma fata ka dun to ba kala nga sile nga jube sa ni ta karaw sembentu ya pour que nyanta jelle du diraw ko kunna ndo ko do bon la min tole nga singa wala jube folo katu bi ne project betol soto ko be school janta dantal lola mbitti cel karandila kendege mbela jol kafula mbenyin ni nekela ya psi ya be kusonso ya jube abe obe kala jelleti be ko sot la nyaadile mbata mat la nyaadile ni yowolu be la nyokam fo ya be jube ko ya be karam fa beteyata inu wata development partners na milkam makoy kan kulu jo ye fa gambe fa ya ko do bonde a la table kam ni nekela je iko mo sa aldan kafundan ko ka feyale ko do ka sotole ko do bijele mo bank suñu bijele to do ko la e to ko do kondila bari ka project ko le yomi yalo ka si mol nafa so dinga nyen kacha ka ñoo fete ñu so hakilo la na jube mi bu nekela akana da mira ken sen wala bari nga mira sila nga jube ko do bon la bin tole makala nyaadi
na implement
exactly yalo bring coalition government sitan Alhaji Ousseynou Dabo ne Amadou Sané ko masta ka tara on kata ñun ko do jine ina ta to on tebe no ADB na ta ADB na ta la tutari dimol ka jada na jube banko julo jelle banko la ñin ko ngaw julo be joto mono masa ko ndata fenkela no so Mustafa mo nañu ko jafa jamu keso le say cité man fenkeno bari tata drown ko ari ñin julol ali jam fa ñin julo katon ta jono la say ni ha jonte ku ko tenkela yow julol ya moli jam fataw julol o kolare nata 1.7 billion dollars billion wala million wuli killing amonta million wuli killing ni million keme rawula e ko wel dira gambela pour kana nan kana banko ko kaf banko do ko wala ni wonata no wotumo to abol ka me leveraging yo ni $1 million soto bi ya leverage isi million lulu soto no wala ka so ni $1.7 billion soto moda betina bar let's say 1.3 1.4 billion dollars nata no gabbe kon ni wo leverage a doyata nyaaw nyang a doyata nyaaw be no 3 or 4 billion dollars soto le min lalaw ka isi banko do ko no men so isa jibe wala pojo kala nyami so lafta UDP lafta wala UDP la nka amanci ko ka fanakil na jube ka bele jube nyole ka fole holistic program ka fanno bele jube say lafta agriculture sembentu ya lafta jaralo sembo soto lafta fondi kewle karam bari do kala nyaadile pour que mo bege folo fonga londi jine lalu karam bugulu adin karamolu fonga wonde sembentu ya kendeke pour si wole bekeno so UDP ko yo sa nenga ko be jelle dun dawdo yo jube yo landi sa nenga oke o be mun so yandi la abe luftan jaralo so ne ka docteur be siala abe agriculture so ne la ka dum wartanga mol karande agriculture do ko wala abe international so ne la ka to mo ngam mol karande fa na million ta kala nyaam yo be jube ñofe ya be kasabe be kala kayam jelle fe ni o be soto ko be na ko do fere yo ko do fana ñin yo samana yo do bobe wala tan ka fu 20 in campaign election tambila non 2021 nga fu ko na le UDP so adem kotobo adem sakunda di UDP la aba fa ya fanto metam faye manere ka fu kam min ñin pour ñim banko ni ngaw tamande ñim banko ka banko do ko banko la ya bake xamo anin sobeya anin londo anin ñoo mako wala ka banko samba so Gambia la population is 2.5 million Dakar la population le siata woti yo Dakar la population ta woli bisiri Dakar ka min soto jentul ma soto no Gambia jam ka banko be kenol be mbulu hani jahal pachar da masi Gambia be dañu ni non anu façon siata Gambia kon bare fonga wolle do ku ani sobe yala ani londo kanga londo nyine wolbe be sono yandila wala nan ko Allah ñim programme ko mayata bakele katu londo a fego bebe sukiri wol semberi wol ni mon londo so de ku kenola e ka arabu wol be foten arabu wol dabi londo kono le ning arabu wol tata nyama jam fana bi wol bi jam bi wol tanga angale kan kara na France kan kara okay nin do angale kan kara ani arabu kan do arabu kan ni France kan kara de karanta France aussi karanno Tunisia rimes Tunisia no do ko la no ADB Gambia no bi ngata university do je be karan kan university je dul ka fendo le karam min manke arabu ko da mati isi engineering karan no arabu ko to le e docteur ya karan arabu kan to e kujama karan arabu ko mi bande sena Gambia na do ko le yo be si kenol so arabu karan dingol amanci ko yenta karanal dum pour kaket ustasul da matane al mamul il faut wot ma ya tabakel bari si ku ken fa min tambita wala okay birimi Abidjan nak al mam ka fu ñu ma do bi je al mamulem al mam ya karan Saudi Arabia faye bandi atata continue atata docteur yakara so na Abidjan anala jama be almami yala je akata docteur fanati
wow
okay asta ala jama ta salindiro ko yana bande ta la practice ta docteur yala je on te ka kenole arabu kan so be sino nam wala janne okay so karawo karambika fu karawo kara yake na fabi jele
wallahi
ando UDP wala fo ko ikonem sita bewlu be sembentu yala le motetu la koma mo bele bina bare alim be nga lañu kamba nga ñuso hakilo la nga mira ñu ko la kata ko ñula nga banko doku sama bele na fale bije ning la mine fo bi ko la mine ma le fo tama hanim man so wala ma ya fi minat ne man so itamere sa kenu nyaadi le hanim man sa kunda ni nga be siri njambi na nga taranu ipareta sobe yalla nka min fo isi la mo la ha yuliyen njale yin plat bari to yemin fo to njale si yin nit kelo ke wolta
yeah
ala yin discussion ko do ko skill center sun sai ko na ne lelo o problem na programme wala do par to lafta wala ni to yake jani to bida alhamdulillah ni na to ga tente na ku doke
abemo banku do ko wala
banku do ko wala barni ajen ke criticize ni ajen ke jalay bi tiñaro le warata
tiñaro warata daro
do ko man ke nim do ko ba nyama bi haninge mo fu moté dan kun bari bi mo ne be banko ka ko man soto jiyo man soto do be da ko le yaren mo duka fu keno ko take bi nke jabo bondilan holan le ka samana jambi jabo boto wuli kinin ke mo fu la talu way si jabol do kuno janne si sewlu bulano janne ngal mala yande
si se kilo fa mo manyana import la
si se kilo an si se fa manyana import la na mul sa be do kuno janne nga do moja mi ngo do moja si se bondi janga do ku jan si se non kana nante ni kamen do moja ni na kam mol batandi jan si tulo kelo jan ki to nga do
c'est hotel supply that can
exactly hotel kamen beta na banta ka samana wutula janne dulu ko do min kata mano sambanda ko do min sambi kata siso sambanda ko do min kata tulo sambanda o be wutula janne ka fole import substitution
yeah
ko do wutula janne to bonde kata fen sambanda musala nga ku do ku si wolu be sotuno janne fo nga fanda ni nga to wafi
wallahi
hotel kamen so itira sanna banta ko do wutula janne lo men supply nam dindi wol si do ko keno mol si do ko keno so seno nyanta kel sen la ma nyana kala fuaro to yim banko kan sen la nyanta kala fentiyo de ka fu seno ajube ka fewol sandami nabi ma no ko sanjellel tulo ko sanjellel jabo ko sanjellel dina mol yo do ko ja ya ba fi wol man ke fanka mate
wallahi
bar wo be sobe yale mo anen ka adin la lo la tamina la me fulo munela ni nga woluke andu be UDP la 5 point agenda konole so ñindiamo bimbe education la sonte jam fanyo law kara dolla bari kabin fodron wolema nkana mbanyu wala ko moto parce que amari buta UDP la bota janale hani ngalla mo jola hakilo la fulus kam ne fo haji kam ne fo sedili kam ne fo ila ko bol to nyaabi jelen si ñin ñin kenole na wala jube na ñoo so hakilo le la nanyo saba hakili ko golle la nanyo saba do ku kenyal la kana nanyo saba parce que man la fata kala bota UDP la bota GDC la bota ani nanyo la hakilo nanyo la ko mo la moy nanyo so hakilo la ngani banko do ku la wala nyama banko bita nyaata wala nyama ti jaro si tala
yeah
so di ñon kachano ala ngi siyandi na meta mol be la moy la le bi emin fo bi ko ni ko mol bi ka siya bani kacha meta do luk masake la moy kasi ka kacha ni kacha ñu sa hakilo ñu sa hakilo ko wala wala ben be sambala ñaato
aparaka baake
meta ke lañu bako kanede baraka kilo kumina put banko tanya ala baraka baki ala baraka
Doctor diamo bete
okay
Musa Sedi ba suggest kan ko nyante sambala membe kere ne ngalombe nim pamudu be kacala pour que Dr. Mani samba membe kere ko nyin diamo ke membe kere mo jamale ka ga radio to ni anala
pamudu kata yala non nin sana jawra kata non jele nin sana jawra kata non pamudu yala
okay nin sana kata non jele
campagne batola
okay campagne wala garaje okay that's good Dr. Mani abaraka bake me menkela wolo nyinti ala baraka bake
thank you
ko be nyimbe kala ongoing program on leti hanabe la karo kono sinya kalindi wel aga me panel de la jame alon ko UDP sana na police kata jan ko be kata very productive discussion. But Brad Johnson, you are trying to correct us. I would correct you. 1 billion is 1,000 million, not 100 million. Okay, so you got it wrong. Okay, doctor is right. Doctor Emin Fukulam. So equal 100 million or no 1 billion is 1,000 million. So you need to correct yourself. Okay, Barakabake, thank you so much to everybody that will listen to this show. Malayalam Kalil Lamuja Haji Shwanda Barakabake, thank you for being here. Kema Bojang Barakabake. To everybody that watched this very important show, Labrakabake, Bubakar Ful's drama, Betentulabake, Jarai Fayanka, thank you, even though she couldn't join us, but she was part of the panelists due to internet connection issues. So, Labrakabake, it's 21:46 p.m. right now in the UK, 10:46 p.m. in mainland Europe. We're going to terminate this program here until the next edition. We'll be back to the current affairs show. Al-Kalavi program where a lot of people want to watch current affairs. So we'll be back next time on UDP Online Bantaba. So thank you for being here. And on the 31st of January, we will have this online paid online program in English language on UDP Online Bantaba. So thank you to the listeners. Thank you to my panelists, UDP panelists. They came here today to watch this very important program hosted on UDP Online Bantaba, celebrating International Day for Education on UDP Online Bantaba. So on that note, we'll call it a night and back to the regular program on current affairs show next time. Thank you for being here. Abarakabake Lamin Conte, Abarakabake Balaun Dabo, Abarakabake Brad Johnson, Sisla Terima. In fact, Brad Johnson and Sisla's friendship, I'm going to do an investigation on it. Menao Kube Senendila Bantabajan. Brad Johnson is under the spotlight. I'm going to have a discussion with Sisla. Menala Janangana was senior in the UDP Online Bantaba. Brad Johnson ko Sisla Mala friendly. I'm going to do an inquest on this. So next program, I'm going to tell people what sort of friendship is between Sisla and Brad Johnson. So the next edition of Current Affairs show will likely take place on Thursday on UDP Online Bantaba. When we will go back to the normal politics stuff. Today was just issues about policy, and we will have these programs here monthly as well. YouTube, Facebook, 200 plus people that came to watch the show. We appreciate your support. Video you share. very comment ke bali tetula mbal chaila. Where is Tida Minte? Tida Minte has disappeared. Tida Minte member Sweden. Binda bara nyeni fanam famata jala na dali. Maybe jala baby bizirin. But in the more content back. Maliarongo. Akro. Seda bunyi jaya me content no way. Na sister Campbell men fanam be Sweden be content na. Mbe nyima mane Keita ni nala. Suma harit bu baax nek Manchester jabarit Bala Keita mu ngi Gambia tay man ko ni bu baax ba dema modo affaire Leeds fatina tuda suma harit bi waaye xam nga moom suma harit la suma ko tuddu sa baax na yema Bala Keita waaye mënuma tuda waa Manchester nak ma faté yema Bala Keita ko sawar la si UDP ko sawar la affaire Manchester UDP branch so wax UDP branch ak waruma faté Nyima Bala Keita. Nyima Bala Keita mo bungi Gambia right now. Why xam naa ne du yàgg dina ñëw because moom dafa like Angleterre day sori fii so bi day jegeñ fii rather so Mama Job suma xarit bi gisuma la yow tamit te gisuma la nga comment Mama Job jena mamas me konton ni sale mas na New York mal konton na baki Fatien Sabali anin Keba Sabali be Gambia mal kontona SIABC be kontona Musa Sedi be kontona Fatien Sabali be live for the Gambia right now ba kontona back yeah Kema ala baraka Brad Johnson, I'm going to do an investigation because you said Sisla is your friend so but you haven't spoken to Sisla for a long time. I don't think you even know Sisla's whereabouts now so Thank you. Greetings, everybody. I'm wrapping up the show right now. Thank you for being here. Thank you. And good night. Pilo Mandinka Muso la birthday, you know, like a condom. Mandinka Muso, make condom happy birthday to you, but maybe next time I will do that here. They condom back. Ba Dembo Drama be condom. Thank you for watching. Pantaba. Thank you. Buenos, is it Buenos Noche? What language is that? Is that Italian? Alaji Bambo, be konton, Alaji Bambo. Bamba Kadim Rasul, me Germany, be konton na. Kadim Rasul. Tunko be konton na, Tunko Marena, be konton na. Be mol be konton na, Pantaba Fontrol konton na. Ala barakabake. Na program ko vala de lay diba konton na, Nimbura deba me leron ke kami program record moli audio to. Thank you so much. Geneva Jallo, Sweden, be konton na sister Geneva Jallo, one of the biggest fans of UDP online Bantabali. Be konton na Tamaraba, small sister be neka France, you know. I'm a big supporter of UDP online Bantabala. Monoma to the fans yep, why you know yep. Thank you. Brad Johnson, Sisla is mad at you because you didn't show up at the New York protest. Now I understand the beef. Oh, in Spanish. Good night. Okay. In German, it's called Guten Nacht. It's a Guten Nacht. So in In Italian, in Spanish is Buenas noches. Okay. Oh, Brad Johnson, why didn't you go to the protest? Sisla has right to be mad at you. Why did you go? Brad Johnson, somebody called me and said that you did call into one of the Facebook lives one time. Is that true? Somebody called me and said Brad Johnson call into one of the Facebook live. Whose Facebook live is it? I had over there. For Sislala for Sorty Jamila Facebook live Loba Malo. Brad Johnson did call. You know. I don't know why Abubakar is joining again. Maybe he made a mistake. Abubakar flows time he just joined. Sisla, before the program close, Brad Johnson, did you ever call into somebody's Facebook live and you spoke there? Somebody called me and said Brad Johnson did call. Brad Johnson, no comment about that Facebook live. Okay, you know what? I'm just joking. I'm not really interested to know Brad Johnson. I'm just kidding. I like to tease this Brad Johnson fellow. The person did actually call me, but the person didn't elaborate. Said you did call in, but I'm not trying to legende who Brad Johnson is. The one I'm legendering is who is behind that Fatum by Job. That one I'm definitely legended. That one I will be keen to know because the sort of crazy postings on like a Facebook about this tribal divide and all this non-ending attacks on Mamoru Sabali. Maybe that one I will be keen to know. But Brad Johnson is a cool one also. Brad Johnson has issue with Bakari Baji. Brad Johnson has issue with Bakari Baji and his wife. By the way, Bakari Baji, NPP battle on the KMC. We'll talk about that in the next edition of Current Affairs. So, so. Brad Johnson, as long as you stop talking about my sister in America, then I will not have any issue with you. But you cannot be here talking about somebody's private life. That's what I don't. Not private life, but you want to talk about somebody. Talk about the background of somebody that the person maybe wants to remain very private in her private life. That's what. No, the Fat Double Junior one, the young one in the US. You remember you made a comment about her here, and I said you shouldn't say that. Brad Johnson, behave. I'm going to terminate the program here. On time. We'll converge here. Don't discuss people's private issues here, Brad Johnson. Just talk about the politics. There he goes again, Brad Johnson. Okay, good night. Allah Baraka. Thank you. Bintu Sizeda Baraka. Yes, I'm continuing. Thank you. Brad Johnson, I'm going to delete your comments on the show. If you're going to talk about somebody's private life here, I'm going to delete those comments. You don't need to know that. Baraka, Bintu, go, Sarahulolu. Yarabali Bungola, Nin Sarahulol, Musana Walti. Ego Sarahula Kaukana for Jam Godenge. It was funny. Good night.